apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You're tuning in to Apartment 5B, hosted by your man, Kill. As always, I got my squad with me in effect today. I got my brother JR, the R&B guru. What's going on, bro?
What's up? Good to be here.
Oh, man, everything is good. My brother, Rel, out of Philadelphia. What's going on, fam?
What's good? Happy to be here.
Yo, with the fair grade, I got to put my orders in tonight, man. I got mine. I see JR repping that joint right there, that fair grade. You already know what it is. Yo, my God, we have been chopping it up. I don't even know how long. Years. I don't know where it starts, where it begins on Twitter. My guy, Easy Money ST right here. What's going on, good brother?
Peace, man. Appreciate you having me, brother. I feel like I'm at the cool table right now, B.
Bro,
I mean,
let me explain something to y'all, man. I'm sitting up here, my new addiction, man. While everybody else is watching Squid Games, I'm watching Matt Hoffa's My Expert Opinion. Like, that's what I'm like ODing on. And I'm watching episodes all day. I turn on the episode, I see this guy. I'm like, yo, this dude is up in Matt Hoffa's barbershop, chilling on a joint, dropping jewels. So I was like, yo, this dude is. Then on top of that, I didn't even know he sings too. He's a rapper and a singer. I had no idea, bro.
Well, it's a lot of people didn't have any idea because this is the first R&B project I've done.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've had it in the tuck, but like, you know, not to like drag it along, but I've always said that you could sound like Luther or Whitney, but if your arrangement and your songwriting ain't there, you don't really have much. And I finally found someone who could help with that, so that's why this came about. So so far down the line, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
So shout out my man Sean for that.
I was blown away. We're gonna get into the albums that you got out in the middle of the show, midway through. JR R&B rep. What's going on? Did I already shout you out? I was doing in some crazy order. Porsche, you're back. You got the Cash App. Porsche's back, everybody. I paid her.
Never owed me money.
Been on strike for 3 weeks. For 2 weeks, it was like, yo, I'm not doing the show until you pay me. So I'm not gonna have no video.
And
she was like, yo, fuck that shit. If you don't pay me, I'm off. So she's been off for like a month.
Yeah.
That is the fakest news ever.
It was like, yo, it was all good. 4K. It was all good. I got my raise. Cash after. I don't want no Marlon Rory. We a good Apartment 5B is back.
Hold it now.
Hold it now. All I can sell out there, people, is pay your peoples what you owe them. That's all I'm gonna say. Pay people what they owe them. My brother Eddie out of LA. What's going on, good brother?
Crazy.
Yo, I'm good, man. Always dope to be here, man.
All right, no doubt. Y'all know me. Let's jump right into it. A minute ago, we did a show about albums that hip-hop owed us. So, like, for instance, I always wanted that Nas and AZ album circa, I guess, 97-ish. Right after It Was Written came out, right after Do or Die came out. Both of them at their pinnacles. I always wanted a Fab Five OGC Helter Skelter album circa 95, 96, maybe before Nocturnal or right after Nocturnal, before OGC's The Storm. So there's a rack of albums that, like, just throughout life, we've always, wished would happen, but we never did the R&B side of things. So today we are chopping it up about R&B albums. Albums that R&B owes us, albums that we always wanted, albums maybe that have, got shelved, that didn't get released for years, maybe albums, that we just wish we had. So that's what we chopping up about today. Porsche, you're back. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to see you guys, although I've been seeing you guys, but yeah.
We was on strike, so we didn't see you. So it's just good to see you again. Porsche, which one of your albums that?
Okay,
you,
JR is
that
gonna
are
kill
R&B
me
goes
for
to?
this. JR is gonna kill me for this.
No,
but
no.
I want the smoke. I want the smoke.
Oh.
I did all the albums the collaborations that I've chosen are all albums I wish we got. They were shelved, I don't think, as far as I know. But my first one is Allure in 112. I always wanted an Allure in 112 album.
Okay.
Well, I think, here's the thing. I think Allure is dope as hell. I think JR thinks that they're not that great.
No. I like them. I do. I like them. No, you good.
Allure was the shorties who was with Nas, right? On a song or
Yes,
something. Nas
yes.
was-
Yeah. They
They were signed to Trackmasters.
But
They were signed to
Right.
Trackmasters,
Yes,
right?
they were signed to Trackmasters. Correct.
They were signed
So-
to Mariah's label.
Yeah, so they dropped 112 and Allure dropped All Cried Out, I think in 97. I would have wanted that Allure and 112 collab album in 98. And the reason for that is I was kind of looking what
JR's face, that's all.
JR.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, boys. Go ahead.
Okay, whatever. So the reason I want the album then is because when 112 debuted, they had I loved their first debut album. I loved all the songs on it. I'm a giant sap. Everyone knows this about me. But then their sophomore album was way more, I guess, upbeat and sort of, it went a different direction. And I think right in between there, I would have liked to have 112 and Allure sort of collab and give us a collaboration of really cute, sweet, lovey songs. Just off the moment. Yes. Yes, because they were so dope in All Cried Out. I love that song. To this day, I love it. So I would have loved a whole collab album with those two groups, and I think that they just have brilliant chemistry. And I always wanted them to date. I always just wanted the two groups to everyone just connect and date too.
They took this from an album to love.
I know. I just because they're so cute. So, anyways, yes, Allure 112 98. I would have loved a joint from them. That's my first one.
That studio would have been at capacity, B.
Yeah, JR, do not piss her off. We just got her back, so watch it.
Oh no! Blessings.
No, you guys are good. You're good.
No. Blessings to Portia. That's what she wants. Blessings.
We all know what blessings mean. Will Vernon say them beautiful gowns or whatever?
I knew JR was going to give me heck for that.
No.
Here's the thing, I just don't know a lot about Allure. I don't even remember them outside of that one song in the song with Nas. I don't even remember anything that they dropped.
They had a good debut though.
They did. Their debut is what got me to love them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say they've had a consistently incredible, run, but I would have loved their collab with 112 if they could have given us that. But.
All right, no doubt.
They signed with Ron Artest after too. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Ron Artest signed him for the second album. Yeah.
How was the second album?
Horrible. But
yeah.
Besides the point. Besides the point. Imagine being signed to Ron Artest's crazy ass. Yeah, put whatever out. Hey, let's drop it.
I wonder if Chris Webber had a beat on that one as well.
Y'all dirty.
All right. The first joint I got up, I always wanted a D'Angelo Raphael Salee collabo album, circa 2002. This is after Instant Vintage, after Voodoo. You know what I mean? I just felt like their chemistry is just perfect. You know what I mean? From Lady to Untitled to, Be Here. I just feel like those are three especially Lady and Untitled. Those are just undeniable bangers. You know what I mean? So I just think those two speak the same language. It's like Steph and Clay on the court together. They just get each other. They know where each other wants the ball. I ain't got no problem if you hot tonight, do your thing. I just think that collabo would have been crazy. I just always wanted one, a Sadiq and a D'Angelo album. Bro, what you got for your first joint, bro?
My first one is a Bilal second album, 2002. I mean, he had a second album, but it didn't get released.
So you saying you would want Love for Sale to come out, or a totally new album?
I want Love for Sale to come out.
Yeah, because that's a 5 mic classic. In my
it is.
I think because I think that and the first one both 5 mics. Like I don't skip nothing. So you come up with back to back heat like that. Like it might have, you know what I'm saying, took his career in a different direction, but it was needed because after that debut, it's like I know we was waiting for that jump. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was my first one. Bilal's second album.
Nah, that's
because when I didn't get to hear it till like 6 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think most of us got to hear it. Like I don't think
you come out to like
I haven't either. I need that.
2006.
I'll send it to you tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me, that thing's stupid, man.
So does anybody know what happened? Does anybody know what happened? Like why it didn't drop?
I want to say it was a label change because I know he was on Interscope with Dre, and then I'm sure some label hoopla happened, and you know
that's exactly was. It was label politics and all that.
Because I know by the third album, I want to say he was either indie or he was on a whole nother label by the third album. But yeah, I mean,
he was independent. He was on a label called Plug Research, I think, and that's when he released that 2010 album on. What was it called?
Because you talking about Airtight for Rent?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
And by that time, he was he was independent by then, and that's 2010. So, at First Born Second was 2000, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So, if you didn't get your hands on that,
2001.
2001. So that's a 9 with no music.
What I really liked about that second album, like, love the first album, but it's like second album is like straight R&B neo soul, right? Where the first one you had like the R&B and you had a lot of hip hop influence in there, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the second one was like just more pure as far as like the type of artist he is, R&B and neo soul, and super dope. Like really concise. I think it was only like 12 tracks or something. Mm-hmm. So it just got to the point.
Yeah, I need that.
It's funny. I sent that to you tonight, bro.
No skip
at all.
I interviewed Bilal a minute ago, like probably back 2005-ish. And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, you one of the only producers. I mean, you're one of the only musicians who I know or singers who have been able to say they work with Dre, Premier, and Dilla.
Oh, you know one album, yo.
And he didn't even realize
that's hard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm like, and I was kind of like, well, like, what do you take from each one? So just Bilal is to me one of them singers who just is underappreciated. Like you said, Real, I think if that album comes out and you get them back-to-back bangers, it's almost like if you take Midnight out of Tribe's discography. You know what I mean? They still dope, but you don't get to have that what's dope or low end of Midnight conversation because it just never happens. If you just go from low end to Beats, Rhymes, and Life, Tribe isn't, I don't think, heralded as high as they are right now because they had low end and Midnight back to back. You know what I mean? So that's a great point. Eddie, what you got for your first joint, bro? You're muted too.
Sorry about that. Yeah. My first one, like, I was trying to get this out here because I don't know what y'all got on your list, so I'm throwing out my joker. I wanted a Vinia Mojica album. You know, Vinia Mojica, like, featured...
I did too.
Me too.
Yo, all the dopest, like, hip-hop, I mean, like, classics. Like, you name it, from Tribe to Della to, you know, Black Star to you name it. And I think...
Helter Skelter, right?
Helter Skelter too, yeah.
Therapy, I think she did Therapy, you know?
I think she did Therapy, yeah.
But I would say I'll probably put it in the early 2001 area, and I would make it like Vinia Mojica and Friends, you know what I mean? Like get the features, but also feature her, you know what I mean? But you already know she got chemistry with MCs and stuff, so definitely have like the features, like, you know, get a Mos Def on there, get a Black Thought on there, but a full Vinia Mojica album, I think we really needed that.
That's a dope point. I always thought she just didn't want to make music. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, because to be honest with you, she could have got a deal with her eyes closed, just based off of all the people that she worked with. You know what I mean? So it's not like she really have to be trying to. She wouldn't even need a demo. She could probably just be like, "Nigga, just listen to listen to my work." And so maybe, you know, JR, I forgot what singer you were talking about once who just was happy being a backup singer. Like that may have that may have just been her lane. Like, look, I'm not really into this game. You know, something I could do. You pay me, I come through, I'll do a chorus and bounce. But it's one of those things where, because she could have easily had a deal. It's almost like on some Pee Wee Kirkland type shit. Like, you could have been in the league, but it's like, nigga, I'm making more money in these streets than I do
more money in the street.
I don't need the league. So it's one of those things where her talent was there, where she could have had a deal. So the fact that she never had nothing out, to me, just kind of says you didn't want to have anything out. You know what I mean? Because you were always called on. JR, R&B guru, what you got for the first joint?
All right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I would have wanted a full album of ballads from Jodeci.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I struggle with this topic, and that is what.
I'm sorry,
bro. Here's the hard part, bro. You can't get mad because he's sporting your shirt right now. He's sporting your shirt. So you can't get mad because
you can't give niggas nothing. My bad. You can't give us nothing. My bad.
That's like me and Vern. Me and Vern do that all the time, yo.
But go ahead, y'all split that joint. I got a joint. I got a joint that's like that.
I would have wanted all ballads from them because we all know they're not good at up tempos. Like, that's just the bottom line. Like, we don't want to hear no up tempos from Jodeci, like, at all. So I don't understand why they just didn't make ballads. Like, all your hits except Get On Up was a ballad. Like, why do y'all
start making... Motions was dope. Let's go through the motions off the Who's the Man.
That was on Who's the Man.
Right.
It wasn't on there. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I get you. Yeah, that was dope. It was dope. But all they hits are really ballads. So why didn't y'all just make an album full of ballads? Like,
truth be told, their last album that nobody but me and Devontae liked, I like The Past, the Present, and the Future.
Oh yeah, you the only one with him. That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't mad at the joint. Because here's the thing, y'all. That joint came out in 2015. The last album before that was 1999. You know what I mean?
So you had hope.
No. I didn't have hope, but what I'm saying is when it dropped, people was like, there ain't no come and talk to me. I'm like, nigga, did you see the 5 Heartbeats at the end?
Okay.
At the picnic? These niggas had good songs, but if you're comparing them to Come and Talk to Me, then no, they're not gonna be good songs. You know what I mean? But seriously, I know JR. Everybody go back and listen to that last album. It's not a bad album. I think it's good. You know what it's like to me? It's like the Popeyes chicken sandwich. When that shit first came out and people...
Y'all see he reaching. Y'all see he pulling. He is pulling for life right now.
Listen to what I'm about to say. People got the sandwich and was like, yo, that shit was not worth waiting in line for no hour and a half. To me, there's no food on this planet worth waiting an hour and a half for. Okay? A D'Alessandro's cheesesteak from Philly ain't worth waiting an hour.
Wait a minute now.
That's why I tell everybody. Call it in.
An hour maybe.
Okay, an hour maybe. But an hour and a half, there is no food. So if you're saying, is this chicken sandwich good based off the amount of time you had to wait for it, then no, it's not that good. But if you just were able to get up and get a chicken sandwich, that's what you have to judge it off of. So I just think we all do that. We judge music based off what the last thing they did. I just think if you listen to this Jodeci album, just listening to it, not being like, yo, I don't hear no stay or come and talk to me. They've got some dope songs on it. But I see I'm not selling it to you, so okay.
Yeah, because you reaching. When Kill start bringing out the crazy metaphors,
I don't really think I'm reaching. I think it's a good album.
See, he get hard. Like, right, y'all see what he just did? He was like, y'all, I think it was a good album.
It is
like
a good
he got all soft when he want to talk about the album. You know it ain't good.
I like that. Bro, what did you have to say about Jodeci? That was one of your picks.
Yeah, I just think like it's crazy when like you got albums that you got people look at in high regard, but they base it off of half of the album. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the ballads was so good that it outweighed how bad the fast songs was. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was a couple that was cool, but some of them were you was skipping them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you got classic ballad after classic ballad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should just went and gave everybody one of them, just a straight album full of ballads, though.
But I will say this: that's a testament to how dope those slow jams were.
Yeah,
because Jodeci is looked at as one of the top 5 R&B groups of at least post 1990 or 1980. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to be able to say that, the fact that we can say Jodeci versus Boyz II Men off of 2 half of albums, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like when young boys be like, yo, Kill, why you hold Kane in such high standards? This nigga only had 2 good albums. But I'm like, my nigga, them 2 albums was... Yeah, them 2 albums was crazy. So I think that's a testament to Jodeci. I also had a Jodeci album. I didn't even have an all slow songs. I just wanted something between 98 and 99. That would have been after Casey and JoJo's All My Life album in 97. So I just wanted something after, you know, that, and definitely before 2015. But I do think the slow jams would have been dope. That's one of the reasons why I love 112's debut album, because like also, the most you're getting is a mid-tempo, and just remix them shits, just like they did with Come and Talk to Me. Do all slow jams, and then we do the remix, Come and Talk to Me. Do the remix for Freaking You, and all of that shit. Easy Money. What's your first joint, good brother?
So I'm a before I get into mine, since I was on Jodeci, I did have a Jodeci too. I kind of like, when I heard that he came, Timbaland came up under Devontae, I wanted that album. Like I wanted that Aaliyah type shit.
That'd have been
with
dope.
Jodeci on it. I did have that listed, but now that we got Jodeci out the way, so I'm talking
hold for that. I never thought about that. Like a 90.
I thought and there was a couple joints. There was a couple joints on the Diary of a Mad Band that I'm like, yo, this shit. Like, listening to it now, kind of sound like they got that Timbo flavor to it. You know what I mean?
That would have been kind of crazy too. That would have been kind of crazy. That's a dope pick. All right, what else you got, bro?
So I'm going mid 2000s, and we was definitely robbed of this one. I really needed that Marsha Ambrosius and Dre album.
Okay.
I needed that.
Yes.
I really needed that, bro, because I heard they was cooking, and then you know, I don't know what happened. I mean, I think Dre happened, but obviously I wasn't there, so I can't say that confidently. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But,
Nah. You're 100% right. I actually forgot about that from when we got the Jay. What's the name of that album? The Long Days.
You talking about early nights?
Early nights,
long mornings.
Yeah.
Early mornings, long nights. One of those. Yeah.
The sad part is, once you sign the Aftermath, it was almost like it's a rap. Like, you might as well just. I heard the checks is good, but your music ain't never coming out. You know what I mean? So,
you shelf rocked in, you shelfing anybody, son.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many. My man, the Last Emperor out of Philly was signed.
Last Emperor was on there. Yeah,
I remember that too. I remember that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's dope, because Marsha's a problem, man. Marsha's a problem.
Yeah, and I got even more disappointed we didn't get that after she dropped that album, because I don't really feel like she lived up to her potential with that.
Nah,
my personal opinion. I mean, like, and she's dope. She's super dope. I mean, I fuck with her heavy.
Yeah. The only thing I remember, I know she had a joint. I think she did Sade's "Stronger Than Pride," but then she sung it over "Come Clean." J. Wu's joint, "Come Clean."
I don't think I heard that.
I ain't heard that.
That was like a mixtape joint that she had out, and then she had another joint like I hope your girl cheats on you with a basketball.
That was on Late Nights, Early Mornings.
Oh, that was on Late Nights, Early Mornings. All right. I can't keep up with everything. All right, Porsche, what you got up next for yours?
Okay, my next one is I would have wanted a En Vogue album fully produced by Organized Noise, and I would have wanted that after. I want to say after their, what is it, the Eve album?
The EV3.
EV3 album. And before Masterpiece Theater, because there was like a little bit of span of time there. And I think that Organized Noise kind of, well, we all know what they did with them and Don't Let Go. I mean, that was just like the resurrection of like the century. So I feel like they just could have worked so well together. I feel like Organized Noise just had, you know, like some sort of idea of what to do with a group like En Vogue, and to kind of infuse them with a little more hip hop and just that sound. And I think that I wish we had gotten that. I wish there was some way that they could have just, just been in the studio together and just knocked out like an album, and that would have been dope. And I would have wanted that before 2000, after the EV3 album, I guess. So sometime in between 97 and 2000.
That's a dope poll because Organized Noise don't get enough love for what they did.
They don't. And Don't Let Go is such a good song.
And Vogue
actually smashed.
Andrea Martin, who
rest in peace. Yep.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
And Vogue was dead in the water when that came out. So,
we talk about that often on Apartment 5B. We really do talk about that often.
Like Dead in the Water, and that was a complete. That's like a Molly Mall, LL, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's
Premier,
very true.
KRS Out of Here. Like nobody.
That's like Down with the King, Eat Rock, and CO Smooth with Run DMC.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. I was never Down with the King fan. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was like one of the odd men out who did not like Down with the King.
Word?
Wow.
You know why? Because it was the same sample that Special Ed used for Come On, Let's Move It. That Pete used for that. And I felt like the producer and me, if you use the same sample, you got to do it better. So, but I get your point, Ed, that you're right. That was like the comeback for Run DMC. The next joint I got is Sade. Now, we all love Sade prayerfully. I think Tanya's the only person who doesn't like Sade in the world.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. That's the first person I've ever heard. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know how we've been married 21 years. I don't understand it, but it just worked. So the hoopla with Sade is that, of course, it's the span of her albums. But going back to when she first came out, Diamond Life came out in 84, Promise came out in 85. Like, for a while, Sade was like a regular
year
singer.
after year.
We got Stronger Than Pride in 88. Then Love Deluxe started that shit, because that was 92. So we went 8 years. I started high school in 88, graduated in 92. So that's the 4 years. Then we went from Love Deluxe to fucking Lovers Rock. Now niggas are getting their master's degrees, because that was 92 to 2000. And then after that, Soldier of Love was 2010. So I just want another Sade album anywhere the fuck in there. Pick any year, just give me 2 or 3 albums in between Lovers Rock and Soldier of Love. I felt like in that 10-year span, we could have gotten at least 2 good Sade albums out of this. So I don't even have a circa. I don't have a specific year. I just would love her to drop something. Just not have us waiting 10 years. And I mean, now Soldier of Love was 2010. It's 2021 now. So now we're at 11 years. So I don't care where it is. I just need Sade to just drop. Give me every 4 years. Give me that. I can do that. I can every 4 years. Somebody graduates high school, college, whatever. Give me that. But this whole 11-year stuff is just like nah. Like, so that would be my thing. Brad, what you got for another one for yours?
So I was in Philly on my first one. I'm gonna stay in Philly. I wanted a Reese second album. Maybe 2002, 2003. And the first album is a classic to me. It's very slept on. And I can't even put it in a genre, to be honest. Like, it's just, I don't know.
This joint right here.
Yeah, yes, sir. And,
she's from Philly, huh? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Reese from Philly.
After that album, I had so much, like, hope and promise for her career, because I thought she was like some parts she just had like a kind of an it quality, you know what I'm saying? And the album was fire. And then we didn't get it a second album in like a timely manner, and then it wasn't the same, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. If you love R&B, I'll get on my biblical. I beseech you to go listen to this Reese album, because this joint is crazy. I remember specifically, this dropped the same day Alicia Keys' Songs in A minor dropped. And I remember this back when Best Buy had CDs, and this one was like $7.99, and Alicia was like, the regular $14.99. And me and T was listening to each one. I was like, yo, I fuck with Shorty more than I fuck with this A Keys album over here. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And then come to find out, my man, a kid called Roots, my OG, did 2 beats on here, which are dope too. But yeah, Golden Boys, bruh. 100 Mile Situation, Ice King,
yeah,
man,
Ice King,
very dope album.
Yeah,
very dope.
Yeah. So what I heard about Reese is like there's like the whole story about why she didn't drop again. Like somehow Talib Kweli is kind of involved. It's some wild stuff. Like
aren't they beefing or something, or like sexual harassment and like cheating on his wife or something? Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You know how that get, man. You know how JR, you know the history. You know Jermaine Dupri started knocking down Janet. Now there's no Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. Swiss started knocking down Alicia. Now we got no more Crucial Keys. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like whenever sex and relationship and love get involved, that just
wish she wouldn't have never worked with
just just throws everything down the hill. Eddie, what you got for your next joint? Eddie, what you got for your next joint?
Must have froze.
All right, JR, what you got for yours?
All right,
man, I think you called me, man. I'm kind of frozen, yo.
All right, no doubt. You got it. What you got?
Oh, it's on me?
Nah, I think Ed's kind of frozen or not frozen. Ed, don't go on strike, nigga. See,
you better cash up, Eddie.
Man, yo, I can't afford to pay all you motherfuckers every week. Like, this shit getting out of hand now. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta give me a fucking break over here, man. I got a kid about to go to college in 3.
Everybody on their Ben Simmons kill.
Right, everyone. Yo,
I'm out.
Oh, do I use the
You betrayed me.
And you see, bro, I have not said I told you so. I have not said any of that to anybody. Eddie, you back, man?
I'm back. My bad, yo. Like,
look, man, I can't do this shit again with you too. All right, just fucking send me an invoice and we'll work this shit out behind the scenes. Don't do this shit in front of everybody, man. Don't do it for us. Everybody, come on. We gotta keep our business off the timeline. DM each other. If I owe you, just fucking hit me, text me, nigga. Not on the timeline during the show. But Eddie, what you got up next, man?
All right, my next one. This is just something that I'm kind of pulling out of thin air. As far as I know, there was never any talk about this, but a D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill album. And for me, you know, I love their collab on the Miseducation album. And then, you know, they both like had their hiatus, right? So, and, you know, really it's like both of them got disillusioned with the industry, right? So they both kind of had their hiatus. You saw how long that D'Angelo came to return. I know Lauryn had her Unplugged, which got like mixed reviews. So I would say instead of having that Unplugged album, let that be D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill. Like, I'm not sure how long it would take, but yo, like, if they're of the same mind, right, they're both like pissed off with the industry. Maybe they meet somewhere in like some kind of boho cafe, you know what I mean? Like try and get their chakras right or whatnot. And yo, they just start vibing.
Eddie got the whole foreplay going on. Eddie done set the mood and everything. Meet the boho cafe.
Boho cafe.
Oh man.
Nah, that's a dope pull.
I agree.
You know she was supposed to be on Feel Like Making Love on Voodoo. That was supposed to be a duet, and it just didn't.
I can hear it, yo.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that would have, especially like circa 2001. So like you said, right around the time of that Unplugged, that would have been good money on that. And I think it goes back to what Porsche was saying about the Lauryn 112. We don't have duets anymore. You know what I mean? And they're so far and few in between. You know what I mean? So it's just like I definitely think that would have been a dope album, because this new generation don't know shit about duets. You know what I mean? And the importance of them and how deep they are. So that's definitely a dope pull. JR, what you got up next for yours?
Okay, shoot, I don't know which way I want to go, but I'm gonna go this way. I would have actually wanted a Case and Joe duet album.
Okay.
I would have wanted that in like 99.
So this is
around
Faded Pictures.
Faded Pictures was in 97.
Okay.
So I would have wanted that with those two, because clearly See, this is what I thought you was gonna go, Rel. Because Joe did what you call it first. He did Missing You first. So, and they
whoa. The K song Missing You, Joe has a version of that?
Joe wrote the record.
Joe wrote it. It was Joe's record.
It was Joe's record. But then
Joe recorded
his manager.
I can send it to you. Yeah.
Right,
It's on his the two. My Name Is Joe, but the overseas they got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have wanted that because Faded Pictures was dope. Like Faded Pictures was dope, and I think.
I love that record.
Do you want it quicker? Like, because you said Faded Pictures was 97. Should we get it right? Because like I'm wondering, like the same thing with Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, the Lead the Door Open. Like we needed that album like a month to 2 months after that.
I'm over them.
I mean, right, but I feel you. But do you feel like that's the thing? Like, okay, Faded Pictures drops in 97. Like, you follow that right up with an album, or do you let a couple of years go by?
I would. I think I would bring it out in like 99, 2000. Like, let them bring out their own, and then let them come together and make something. Because I think that duet was dope, man. Like, I don't know.
I love that record, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a dope record. And I think them two getting together and let, like, Tim and Bob, like, really produce this record. And they know both of them. It would be dope. It would have been dope. It would have been a dope duet. You know what I'm saying? Duet album. Or let them do like maybe 4 joints with each other, and then the other side let them do a solo joint apiece or something like that. But I would have wanted a duet with them.
That's dope because I don't think that's ever happened. Number one, have we ever had a male duet album? I think the closest thing we had would have been that LSG.
Yeah.
Then you had TGT too.
Oh yeah, TGT.
And those dudes. Because Joe was dope with Chico DeBarge on the
that shit was fire.
No Guarantee remix. Yeah,
No Guarantee. Like
yeah.
That would have been dope.
Like this dude, Joe can sing with anybody for real. But
and I like that concept because that's the same type of what I was saying with Slaughterhouse. Like on some old, all 4 MCs didn't need to rhyme on every song. Like one song could have been Joel and Joe when Royce threw the hook, and then another song is Crook, and give each one of them a solo song in between the album and everything like that. So like you were saying, that would have been dope too. Like if they had 5 together, but then they also had solo tracks on there too. It would have been dope too. That's a dope pull. Easy, what you got up next for yours, good brother?
I'm going early 2000. I really needed Michael Jackson to make an album with the Neptunes. I needed that. I needed that. But my only thing was as excellent as I think Pharrell is as a songwriter, I wanted the Neptunes production with Neo's pen, more Neo's pen, because I feel like Neo captured the Michael shit better than anybody. My opinion. Saying like Neo got, for me, Neo got the most. Like they all bite Michael, but for me, Neo has the most records where you're like, damn, I can hear Michael singing that. I feel like that really could have worked. You know what I mean?
Let me ask y'all this: how much did Chad play in the Neptune sound?
According to Pharrell, everything.
Yeah, we've talked about this before on this show. Kill.
Here's the thing, Porsche. I'm getting old. So
it's all good. No, it's all good.
I'm gonna give it a buck with you. I forget.
It was during quarantine. It was one of our live shows where we had people like commenting, and I think the commentary was that Pharrell always gives Chad like hella credit on production. Like he's like, oh, this wouldn't have sounded like this if Chad wasn't there. I don't know if he's just being like, you know, it's like a humble thing, or like, I don't know if he's being nice or what actually happens in the studio, but Pharrell is always talking about Chad being like the one who did this sound, and he's the one who, you know, all I know is that when Chad's involved, I like the Neptunes production, but when he's not involved, I cannot. So whatever Chad is doing, I don't know if it's a button, I don't know if he's the spirit, but whatever he's doing, it's happening. Like it's good.
So you
it's
don't like Pharrell stuff, like when it's just produced by Pharrell?
Right. I don't like it.
Okay. All right. I need to do a deep dive. I need to do a deep dive into the Neptunes then, because I always thought Chad didn't do shit because I liked Pharrell stuff that he would do by himself, like the stuff that Pharrell gave to Justin Timberlake. That was all Pharrell, right? Or was that the next
No,
one?
that was both of them. I think
That
the
was
majority
both
of it was both of them. Yeah.
Okay, so all the
I
shit
would
like
kinda-
change clothes and all that shit for Jay, all the shit he did is still like what I just need to do. I gotta look at the credits then because I always thought the Justin stuff was Pharrell, but then the Neptune stuff, I don't know. The reason why I was asking was because Pharrell seems to do okay by himself. So usually when there's like a production team, like you hear something missing, kind of like when I would hear the stuff that Ali would produce Dolo. Then I hear the shit that Tip would produce Dolo, and I was like, oh, Tip did them tribe beats. Like I didn't need a documentary to tell me Tip did all the beats. When I heard Ali's solo beats and I heard Tip's solo beats, I was like, yeah, Tip did these. So that's the only reason why I was asking. So I just need to look at the credits. Were you gonna say Easy?
Couple things. If you watch the Drink Champs with Pharrell, he makes a mention about how like Chad will pick up any instrument. Then he'll master it in 2 hours. Master it in 2 hours. So he praised him heavily. I feel, and I'm not in the room, but kind of like when I was watching that, because I've been wondering about this for years too. I feel like it's almost like if, for example, if you take like Puff and Chucky Thompson, like Pharrell's there, and he got like a lot of the ideas, but the one that's doing is Chad.
It's Chad. Okay.
That's kind of the impression I get from that. You know what I'm saying? Like Pharrell's like the producer in the by definition.
The visionary.
But Chad is getting busy. That's kind of like, and then doesn't have to say Pharrell don't do nothing,
credit.
but
then I have to give credit to Pharrell too.
Yeah.
Why?
What? Because if he's the visionary, if he's the one who's like, this is what I want it to sound like, and this is what then I gotta kind of split the credit. I can't knock Pharrell then.
But Pharrell
I like Pharrell. I just don't like. Yeah, I like Pharrell. I just don't revere him as much as like the general fan base does. I think that's all.
I will say this, and I'm not sure who exactly did what, but I feel like Pharrell without Chad, it's something about he loses a little bit of an edge. I feel like Chad had a little bit of harder edge. Like when I think of like the Neptune stuff, like the clips and stuff like that. Even like the NERD album, like had a harder edge to it. I mean, the Pharrell stuff now sounds like straight up pop at times. A lot of it is straight up pop.
And this is my bad. I've in my mind must have blocked Chad out because like I'm even looking at We Got It for Cheap. I thought it was just produced by Pharrell, but it's produced by
No way.
So
no way.
That's my fault. All right, no doubt. I gotta do a deeper dive into that. Porsche, what you got next?
I would have wanted again, these are all my wishes. I don't have anything that's like shelved or like maybe was gonna happen.
This is gonna be happy sappy. I see it in your face.
I would have wanted a Nas and Joe album entirely, like a whole entire collab album from Nas and Joe, produced by Tone and Poke. Like I would have loved that. After it was written, I think after it was written. And the reason I say that is because I think just off the strength of it was written and how dope that sounded with Trackmaster's production, I think that it would have been dope to have like Nas do. And I think Nas is he's kind of like big to me. Like he goes very well with R&B. Like his rapping is so dope against R&B backdrops. So I just think that Joe and Nas, and they were on that joint with Mariah Carey as well. So, and that sounded phenomenal. So I think that just Nas and Joe collab album, like a hip hop R&B split, would have been incredible with Trackmaster's production.
All right, no doubt. Next one I got up. I want an Aaron Hall produced album by Teddy Riley, circa '94. Because I felt like
where did JR go? Why did JR leave?
I can't afford to pay all you fuckers. I can't. Like, it's just,
I did that for a reason.
I thought he did it on purpose. That's what I got.
I can't pay all y'all niggas. It's getting out of hand now with these demands. See what happens when you buckle to one person? The domino. It was like Porsche went on strike for a month. Oh, Porsche back. Now Eddie's falling off. JR's cutting his streak. It's a fucking domino effect. Like you gotta pay everybody. You don't.
My
you don't.
internet
You don't
is just
mess with Aaron Hall?
ass tonight, man.
Oh, it's all good, man. I'm hoping everybody else ain't going on strike. And then the minute rail phone gonna fall. JR, all right. So you're not messing with Aaron Hall?
Not with Teddy in '94.
Well, keep in mind this. All right. Guy undeniable. One of the greatest groups. There's slow jams. I mean, come on. You know, this nigga said
absolutely.
song. Like, I mean, you don't get no more grimy than that. But I'm talking, keep in mind, 94, Teddy is Blackstreet. So we're getting that before I let you go. Like, Teddy's still in his bag. You know what I mean? So you would have wanted a Teddy, Aaron, I looked at Teddy. Why? I'm intrigued. Why not?
I didn't, because I felt like, to be honest with you, for Aaron to pull, I think he needed somebody like a Babyface, honestly. I think he needed that rather than, I don't think he needed Teddy, to be honest, because I don't think.
This nigga said dumb bitch in an R&B song. You can't get
He did. Teddy already proved that wasn't true. Teddy proved it. Like, it's a thing on YouTube, and he played, and he was like, Aaron didn't say dumb bitch.
So what does he say?
I need to fix this.
He's just saying, dude, like, it's stacked. So you think you, now, I agree. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Babyface is, to me, that would only be like putting Jodeci with Babyface. Like,
they did with All My Life. They did do a Babyface on the record.
JoJo. That's not.
But who else is singing, Kill?
Well,
on the Jodeci joint.
Is when you see JoJo, them niggas got on suits. Okay, so there's a different vibe with Casey and JoJo than fucking Jodeci, Diary of a Mad
So
Band.
the vibe is different, but what does that change with them doing a song? Like,
I just think Babyface. It's almost like I don't want to hear Stove God over. Well, Pharrell did make Grind. Y'all know what to me, it just.
You want grit. You want Aaron Hall over some grit and Babyface clean.
Over some grit, like Babyface just seems too
clean
smooth for Aaron Hall. Like, you know, Aaron Hall is Aaron fucking Hall. This nigga's baby mama's Gloria Valdez or whatever his name is.
But he did. I Miss You though.
That was a great song. That was a great song. Did Babyface do that?
No.
Okay. All right. So you'd rather Babyface.
I'm saying maybe Babyface or another producer. I felt like, in my opinion, when it comes to Teddy Riley, that's what a lot of people say about Michael's Dangerous. They feel like Teddy gets more of the shine than the main artist. And I feel like for us to really kind of know who Aaron was, he needed to go to somebody else so he can find his own artistic stuff. Because I don't think everybody looks at you still to this day, like you just now was like, I want something with Teddy Riley. I want something with Teddy.
But I think for me, at least, in a hip hop point of view, it's kind of like similar. Like, I want Pete and CL to get back together. You know, it's that reunion. It's like that.
Yeah.
I don't think if I guy, I don't think I would be pulling Aaron. I know I wouldn't have said Aaron Hall and Teddy Riley. The two names probably wouldn't even came around at the same token. But I think it's just that you want Pete and CL back together. You want another.
Okay, I get you. So the nostalgia of it.
Yeah, for the nostalgia of it. And Teddy was still in his bag with that first Blackstreet album. So,
absolutely.
We're gonna get some.
You gotta think Aaron and Dave ain't the same type of singer either.
True indeed, but I think Aaron could have killed, before I let you go.
Yo, man.
So?
What you think, Easy? What you about to
say? Guys, I gotta say it, man. There's a particular piece of shit of a person that does Aaron Hall better than Aaron Hall that Aaron Hall should have done the album with. I'm gonna leave it there.
Right, but we can't say.
I know where you
I'm just saying.
Right.
Okay. I'm just saying, and
right. You're right.
That's that on that.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. Absolutely right.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
I stole your whole shit. Let me hook you up and make you sound right. You know what I mean? Like, it should have went like that. That's what I do.
You're right. You're right. And on that note, Rel, I'll pass the mic. So, Rel, what you got for another one for yours, bro?
Okay, so again, this is just for me. Okay, just me.
Oh, Jesus.
Cause see, JR, you don't understand, nigga. You be judging everybody. Like, everybody feel like, all right,
you got a lot of nerve, Mr. Twitter Judger. Don't do that.
Nigga, I don't judge.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
From
you ain't
from
you keep that over there.
JR, I'm ready for the smoke because we know everybody. You gonna have something to say about
No, not at all. Like, no, y'all just said what y'all opinions was. Nah, I'm not.
Right, what you got, bro? Don't let JR intimidate you, man.
Okay.
All right, man. So this was just me. And you gotta think about the time that I'm talking about. I wanted Rockefeller to do Rel's album.
There you go.
I had that one.
I don't know why you had that whole lead up for that. I agree.
I had that one.
Yo,
I agree.
Love for Free. The Young Guns first single was his song. No Better Love was actually his song.
Oh, that was a Rel song?
That was his single that they took. That they decided to give to them. Kind of like how they did All Right for Freeway. That was really Anthony's solo song. Yeah.
Right.
So that was a solo song they gave to the Young Guns. And I just felt like the production and, you know, maybe 1999 ish, what they was doing, they could have produced the hell out of that album, and it'd have been like a hip hop R&B, like one of the ones that we still talk about. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I don't know I don't know if Rockefeller just knows what to do with R&B because they had Christian. That an amazing album, and then they just kind of disappeared. Rel was a dope talent, and it kind of just disappeared.
I think Christian was a little too much for them. Like I don't. They really didn't know what to do with them. Like the album was good. They didn't know how to I don't know, man. Keep them seen and I don't know, like what direction you're going to take Christian in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're right. I don't know, because they could have did. Rel could have been one of them dudes. Like, who can I compare? What lane can I give him? Gosh.
He could have actually been in the lane with like the Joe and the Case.
And the Case, the John.
That John B type of lane, all that.
Right.
That could have been him.
Yeah, and he just came out.
Let's slow down just a little bit there, because I mean, Rel can sing, but he can't sing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Joe can sing.
That's why.
Let's keep him in the Case lane. Like, you done went to the Joe. Like, let's let's kind of stagger him along here. Let's just slow down a little bit.
We saying that time because those were the dudes that was on top during that time.
Okay. I thought ain't nobody singing like Joe. I'm like, let's just slow down. Like,
no. I'm saying the lane.
Right.
Not necessarily the time. You know what I'm saying? And you said Case, but Case Missing You is better than Joe's. Let me get that out of the way. You'll hear it when we send it to you. Right. Joe sings better, but Case sung that song better. Anyway,
that's possible.
True.
But see, that's the hard thing. And me and JR was always talking about that. Some people, like, I feel like Ashanti is an amazing singer for hooks. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think Jennifer Hudson is a much better singer than Ashanti, but I don't think Jennifer Hudson is good for hooks. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, some people are dope hook singers, and
that comes down to the pen, though, Kill. That comes down to the songwriting.
That's true.
And then, and he's right, because it's just like at the end of the day, I don't think that song "Missing You" should have had a perfect vocal, for real. You know what I mean? Like, Joe sings perfect on that record.
Joe sounds good. Joe sounds good, but it don't fit.
It don't fit. That's why it was like. And then when Case did the record, his voice, he was sick, and he sung the record.
Yeah,
it's almost like, y'all know, Joe had that song More and More, but that was really Candyman's song. Candyman did that first. And I like Candyman's version better than Joe's, truth be told.
And Make You My Baby, same album, Make You My Baby too.
Yep, you're right, 100% right, because that's supposed to, I think, be off the Loveland joint. But yeah, we don't spend too much time on Candyman. But nah, that's a dope pick, Rel. I mean, Rel, yeah, damn, you on my bucket, like, dope pick. And I think maybe Rockefeller, because again, you need people who understand R&B music to be able to push it. Like, and if everybody at Rockefeller at that time are all just hip hop dudes, they don't know how to move in that lane like that. You know what I mean? So I think maybe that was one of the reasons. Because Rel was on MOP's album Foundation in 2011 on this joint called Where I Want to Be that Primo did for him, and Rel killed that hook. You know what I mean? So Yeah, dope pick. Rel was, that's definitely an album that we were owed. Eddie, what you got up next for yours?
All right, where should I go? All right, I want to throw a fun one out here because, keeping with the theme with Easy Money being on the show and him kind of dropping the knowledge that he also sings. So going to another MC that we know who also sings, I want a Trey Lee and Eric Roberson R&B album. I feel like he owes that. Trey Lee and Eric Roberson. You know, you heard him tell the story.
I know he used to sing. I know. But so you're singing together? For everybody watching at home, Trey Lee used to be in the R&B group at Howard before he started rapping. He used to be in a group with Eric Roberson. So I was just making sure we were saying them singing together, or like a Fonte Eric Roberson album where Trey is rapping and Eric is singing, or you want them both sing?
Nah, let Trey. I mean, Trey could kick some verses.
I would pay money for Trey to sing, and I'm gonna try to text him right now.
I want Trey to sing. Let me tell you. I want Trey to sing, but if he want to kick a verse, sure. And I know Eric Roberson could spit some bars too. So let him have, but let them sing. You know what I mean? Kind of like the what Fonte and Eric Roberson did together. With the
Kill gave me that. I lost.
That's a dope pull right there. Yeah, and I would love to hear Trey sing because I still don't believe that. I'm like, I need footage, my G. So I don't believe that. JR, what you got up next for yours?
All right, I'm gonna take it back. Honestly, between 81 and 82, I would have loved a Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass duets album.
Feel the fire type shit.
Yes. Imagine you got James and Tume and what's his name? Reggie Lucas, and then you got Gamble and Huff. That would have been a crazy ass duet album, yo. Like, it would have been nuts. Whoo. Yeah. Because we know we could get a up tempo like Two Hearts, but then we can get a Feel the Fire. So what you're working with both of them. So it would have been 81, 82. That would have been crazy. I'd have been.
Yo, for people watching, if you ain't never heard Feel the Fire by Steph and Teddy, please go listen to that joint. You know what I mean? You'll see why we excited about what we talking about. That would have been a dope pull, especially in 82, man. That would have been dope. Easy, what you got up next for your joint, bro?
I got one album that I feel like would have been completely out of here musically and commercially. You got mid 2000 prime Kanye and Alicia Keys.
So you don't know my name.
I feel like that shit. Yeah, on that Get Lifted vibe, because I've always, kind of liking, John Legend is like the dude, Alicia Keys. I've always felt that way for some reason. And yeah, man, like we saw what Ye did with Get Lifted.
Yeah.
So you bring Alicia and you do some shit like that, that shit would have been out of here, bro. And then that one collab they did, that shit was just.
Yeah, and it's funny because I got one of my honorable mention joints was gonna be another John Legend Kanye produced joint. You know what I mean? Because that Get Lifted, man. That's a 5 mic classic for me.
That shit right there, man.
That joint still.
Did Kanye produce Karma? He produced that Karma song?
Nah, that's Crucial Keys. All he did was You Don't Know My Name. Yeah, but You Don't Know My Name.
Oh yeah. That was crucial.
Yeah,
that shit would have been. That album would have been out of here, and every way possible, shit would have been out of here.
Yeah, because I remember You Don't Know My Name was everywhere.
It was.
That song was there. That was Ye. I always tell people, folk want to front on Ye now, but at the end of the day, there was a time when Ye was the dopest producer.
He was running shit. Let's keep it real. We not be right now.
Yeah, we can be mad at Trump all we want, but for a while, that dude was the dopest producer. Walking, that dude could do no wrong. From Slum Village to Alicia Keys to Brandy. That joint for Brandy was crazy.
Both of them.
Yeah, it was in his bag. Porsche, what you got up next?
So my next one is I would want an album, again, a collab album between Nate Dogg, Warren G, and DJ Quick. And DJ Quick producing and rapping on it. And I think I would be in West Coast heaven at that point. I can't imagine that would be anything but like 5. Like, listen, that would be an album that I would be like, this is 5 mics. I'm just waiting for it to drop. I can officially say it's 5 mics. But I just feel like that would have been. I mean, Nate Dogg already had a joint with Snoop and Warren G, and it was good. But I think that Warren G and DJ Quick would have just been the best ever. I think Quick just knows what he's doing, and I love him as a producer. Obviously, I think everybody knows that about me. So, yeah, that one.
I ain't mad at that. And you're right, that would have been a dope dope West Coast album, but I think it would have been a dope album all the way around.
Album in general, yes, but that would be like West Coast heavy for sure.
For that year or whatever like that. All right, This is gonna shock y'all. Maybe not. A Boyz II Men album.
Yay, kill you! Make sure I'm gonna like cry. What?
I'm gonna shock some. I said I'm gonna shock y'all. Boyz II Men album between Cooley High, which was 91, and 2 in 94, produced by Dallas Austin. Before they went pop. That's what I want. I know that face. Don't look at me in that tone of face, JR.
I'm not mad at that.
Because here's the thing.
Anyone wishing for a Boyz II Men album is going to be great.
I love Cooley High harmony. And I mean, I get it. You got to let folk grow. You know what I mean? And those Water Run Dry songs, those big songs were great. They took them the way they wanted to go. But I will personally take Please Don't Go and the Ooh Ah remix over any other big end of the road Scary Man talking about you cheating on me, but I still want you back, all that.
You see what I'm saying? No, you go.
I just didn't care.
I just think, like, what kind of nut ass shit is that to say? Who told me Boyz II Men is like the dude who walk a girl to their nigga's house and just to make sure you get there?
Man. Oh man.
like my nigga, like shorty, I like you. Word, you go to your man's house. You know what? Let me walk you. Make sure you get there safely.
God.
And then
They did it to themselves. They did it to
escort
themselves.
you in the house, you know, and then shake. You know, I always used to joke that Boyz II Men be walking their girlfriend Devontae Endowment crib or whatever like that. Niggas being there smoking weed and getting high, and here come Sean walking down the block with his sweater on. JR, don't look at me in that tone of face.
They did it to themselves, JR. Come on. He specifically said on the song End of the Road
come on, dog.
that
Like,
you
I know
cheated
you
on me.
I'm done with him because he always talking about when they go pop. And 2 is an R&B album, period.
Yes.
You don't feel like there was any pop in there?
No! Like, no! Not at all.
Maybe I'm saying, well, here's the thing. Maybe I'm saying, here's the thing. Let me say,
that's fine.
like I said, Rel, this may need to be a shirt. Maybe I'm using pop in the wrong word. What I mean by pop is that they, you know what? They went too big. They went too big.
Yeah, they did.
You know
That's all pop. That's all pop means, though. That's all it means.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. But so just getting them in the studio, you know what it is? It's kind of like.
So you didn't like any?
No. I like
you didn't
to.
like any of the joints.
I like to. What you saying?
Yeah, because like I was just gonna ask you, like you didn't like the stuff that they did with Tim and Bob at all.
No. Well, two was Tim and Bob. I thought 2 was okay. Well, so I got to pull out the album or whatever. What I'm saying is this: it's almost just like when if me and Easy do an album together, and then it blows up, and then he's like, "Yo, forget about Little Kill. I'm getting with whoever's the dopest producer."
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, yo, I like that album when you were doing it over here. And keep in mind, I love End of the Road. I'ma sing it. I'ma sing I'll Make Love to You, all those joints. But those were just, there's a huge difference between Ooh I and I'll Make Love to You, in my opinion. They're just a big difference.
A gazillion records sold.
Ooh I made the record sold. Ooh I Please Don't Go made my slow jam tapes. I'll Make Love to You wasn't making When It Kills 90 minutes. Like, it just wasn't. So it's just a different vibe is all I'm saying. If you could kind of grab on
I get it.
Between Fiendin' and I'll Make Love to You. Keep in mind, that came out in 93, 94. I'm in college. Dog, I'm not trying to I'll Make Love to You on Bended Knee. Nigga, I'm fiending. I'm, shit like that. That's the shit that's on my slow jam tapes. You know what I mean?
But did Cry For You make your slow jam tape?
Cry For You, but Cry For You was some thug Cry For You.
Nah, don't do that. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cry For You ain't nothing but freaking on Bended Knee for real. Like, no.
But no. You know what? It's a thug's on bended knee.
Oh
There's
my
a
God!
difference.
Kill would never.
difference.
We never give it to him, yo.
No, JR. Here's the thing. When that album came out, how old were you?
You not gonna use that? Nope.
No, I'm just. How old were you? How old were you?
When what? Talking about which
When
album
two
come
came
out?
When two?
8.
You were 8. At that age, you're young. You know what I mean? That's dope shit. Like, that's a beautiful song to like look forward to. Porsche, why are you looking at me in that tone of face?
Because
You
tone of
trying to pull. Because cry for you ain't nothing but bended knee.
No, I'm just trying to show how when you're at different places in your life.
Right. They had the image that you like and Boys the Men didn't. That's just what it was.
If you're trying to college at an HBCU,
Right.
you're not really looking at I'll Make Love to You and On Bended Knee because that's not speaking to it because I'm not proposing to nobody right now. Now, hit me when
He's
I'm
not
35.
on bended knee, but he gonna cry for you though.
That's different, my nigga.
No,
That's
you're
like
crying
the shit
on
you say. That's like the shit you just say to get some, my nigga. Like them niggas didn't really go to cry.
Okay, got it. I got it.
You know what that was, bro? That was
I got it. I got it.
Trey and Boys.
Hey, JR.
That's what that
Kill-
was. That was you come to the crib swinging. You can't get none. So you
I
come
wish Vern was on here, yo. What?
Kill-
We could have had
Kill got
somebody
pimping
else.
standards, yo.
Yeah,
Kill
I'm
got
like, yo,
pimping
that,
standards.
yo, do you? All right, question around the panel. Does Trey hit without that him coming over there crying, swinging at the air? Does Nia Long let him hit? And Boys in the Hood, when Nia Long let Trey hit, he came over there. He was upset. He was swinging and crying because the cop just racially profiled him,
Right.
and then he got some. Do you think he gets some without them crocodile tears? No. Porsche? No. Eddie?
No.
Easy?
No.
You gotta cry some, my nigga. You gotta cry some. We were in this era. We are not in this era where girls are just giving it up on the first date like it ain't nothing. We were not in that era. So all I'm saying is, I'm sure they neither here nor there. All right. Well,
I get it.
So we're about to go.
I get it.
I just want a Boys to Men album produced by Dallas Austin before they got with everybody like that. Kind of the same thing with Mary. I love the stuff that she did with Teddy. I mean, with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and the bigger producers. But I just love that Chucky Thompson stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will take any
loves
slow
them
jam
too.
off of by Chucky over any slow jam by damn near anybody else. So not that I didn't like that stuff, but it's just something about that vibe right there. Rel, what you got for your next one? I hope it's not a Boys to Men joint because you've been in Philly all day. So
Nah. This is Andre 3000 post follow up to Love Below, and I don't care if he don't rap on it. Let him do whatever the fuck he want to do on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man.
Let him do whatever he want to do on it. You know what I'm saying?
No arguments there.
I remember the Love Below wanting Andre 3000 verses. Like I was like, yo, when? And you don't get it till the last song, which is amazing. But that album was crazy, bro. Like, that album was amazing to me. It deserved all the sales and stuff that it got, in my opinion, because it was like well-rounded, eclectic, and the type of people you can like listen to this album with is just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So, a follow-up to that would have just been amazing, you know what I'm saying? And they would have, we all want an Andre 3000 album, you know what I'm saying? He don't even have to rap if he don't want to. Just make the album and do whatever you want, because I know it's going to be something dope.
Nah, I agree. Or I just put Nay onto Love Below a couple of weeks ago, and Prototype is her favorite song now. She just
she like it?
Yeah.
But see, she likes Tyler.
But she likes Tyler,
so,
right.
So
That's
I know she's gonna. She's gonna. That's a good way, a good transition, because the influence is heavy.
And the funny thing is, I played her. Raheem DeVaughn did a version of Prototype. You know what I mean? But I still like 3000's better. Now, of course, Raheem's a better singer than 3000, but it may go back to what you were saying, JR. Every song doesn't need you to be the best singer to make it a dope song. Like Prototype is just dope. I don't need nobody redoing Prototype. You know what I mean? So it's not like one of those people who sung it like, damn, maybe if you would have had a real singer sing it or whatever like that. Like, nah, like 3000s is just perfect the way it is. So definitely a dope pull on that one, Rel. Eddie, what you got up for your next joint?
All right. Going back to the whole duets thing, I feel like we've been doing a lot of that, but two singers that have great chemistry, have made dope songs, and I'm not sure why this hasn't happened yet. Kiki Wyatt and Avant. Like, why haven't we gotten a full album?
That's a great pull. That's a
They should be here. That's a good one. Yeah.
That's a good pull.
Like, you got you got
my first love. I actually like their
Love
version better than Renee and Angela's, which is one of the few.
Oh, for real?
I like, because you want to know why? When I listen to Renee and Angela's, I'm singing Kiki's part in my head.
got you.
So it's like she took their song and made it her own. That even when I hear the original, I'm like expecting them to do certain things like that. Like even Avant with the "Sing to Me," like just their ad libs add so much. So yeah, that's a dope pull.
Because you and I,
right now. Nothing in This World, My First Love, You and I.
Is Kiki making music anymore? Is she singing, JR?
Kiki's
recent,
still singing. She can't make an album to save her life, but she's singing.
So what's the problem with the album? Singing, songwriting?
She just can't make good albums. She like Jennifer Hudson. They can't make good albums. They can't make, like, Kiki is better as a live singer. Like, you want to see her live. Like, she's the type. But making records, she's not good at it. Like, at all. Like, every album.
I like that.
I think her first album is we introduced her. I forgot what it's called. But
Soul Sister.
Yeah. And it was like introducing to her, like you said, Nothing in This World with her and Avant. Like, I think at the end of the day, her and Avant should just make music together. Honestly, like, it works. Because her solo, hell no.
Now hold tight for 1 second. Now, Easy, you were saying something earlier about your R&B stuff. You were saying it's the songwriter and the arranger.
Yeah, like what I was saying was that you can have the voice of fucking Teddy P or Whitney Houston, but if your writing and arrangement ain't right, you really don't have much. I know girls out here from the hood that, like, I would try to get them in the studio, and they just wanted to write their own shit, and it just sounded horrible, so it never went nowhere. And it's like, I'm like, damn, like, that's like it's really a real thing, I feel like Avant suffers from that sometimes. Not always. He has a lot of great records, but I feel like sometimes it should be all over the place. But you need that arrange, and that's why I never wanted to do R&B sooner, because I would have played myself. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't do it. When I ran into somebody that knew how to do it, and I heard it, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, let's do it.
All right, Jay.
Without my man Sean, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna come back to you in a second, Jay. I want to stay on that. So, Easy, you got this joint. The Dream is Free.
Yep.
Right. That's the new album that just came out. That's all you spit.
That's hip hop. Yep.
That's all hip hop. How do you walk the line between the two?
What I do is I'm hip hop for real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very open minded as far as what I listen to. Like, I rock with the whole Jiggy era, Cash Money, No Limit. I rock with all that. But I'm a boom bap MC at heart, and I feel like that's the lane that I'm good at. So I kind of stay there when I make my hip hop shit. So when I said I should sing, everyone tells me I should sing. Everybody.
Now, where did the singers come from? Like, were you singing like just
from me, dog? Where the fuck else they gonna come from?
No, but what I mean by, like, you just singing.
God,
like, how did niggas even find out? Like, if I could sing, I don't know if niggas would even know, because I don't know if I would be. I would be. Here's the thing. This hip hop singing thing now it's now we can do it. I'll never forget. If y'all remember the group All City, they had a joint out. There you go, Ralph. It's just that noise right there that you just made, because they came through 889 once, and dude was like, "Yo, I sing." And we was on the studio like, nigga, fuck you mean you sing? You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I'm singing on the album. We like, nigga, like, and that didn't. Hip hop wasn't ready for that right now.
And he sung on that album.
Yeah, and he sung on some songs. Same thing with Big Shug. Yeah. Big Shug sings. You know what I mean? And he sung. Hip hop wasn't ready for that. Now that we're ready for it, You know, now it's more cool. So that's the only reason why I was asking, how did people find out you could sing? Because I think back in the day, even if an MC could sing, they wouldn't even like really let a nigga know, like, I could sing like that.
I've always done it.
How long ago was that All City, real quick?
That All City was maybe 97. That's like 96, 97.
Because remember, Mos Def was doing it, and no one said anything about Mos Def doing it.
The problem with Mos is
what
like,
about Bone Thugs? Bone Thugs don't count.
Here's the problem with Bone Thugs. There's no problem with it. I just never listened to Bone Thugs. You know what I'm saying? So like that's like, y'all know me. I don't speak on shit. I don't know. So I think when Bone Thugs dropped, like with that Thuggish Ruggish Bones, niggas was like, yo, these niggas some devil worshippers. I was like, okay, I'm good. And we good with this. So I'm good with any type of devil worship. I'm good. I like the first of the month, which was cool. But I think, again, it's just that East Coast corridor of just boom bap. So when dude said, I sing, we're like listening to like the fucking Actual by Premier, which is hard as hell. And it's like, where are you putting some singing into this shit? Like, I don't hear where you're going to be able to throw some harmonies into this or whatever. Whereas now, and hip hop has always been about timing. I always tell people, you look at the Don't Curse video. When we saw Don't Curse, we was like, yo, why the fuck does Kane have on a silk shirt with a bottle of champagne in his hand? We cut, you know, and it was like, yo, that's whack. Fast 4 or 5 years, and that's Jay-Z's whole costume for the past 5 years.
Right.
Sometimes it just, the game isn't ready for what you're ready to offer at that time. You know what I mean? So, like, when I hear Beans, he's like, yo, niggas wasn't cool to be in Philly talking about, yo, I want to rap. Like, nigga, we out here getting money. You talking about fucking rapping, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Stove God, I just saw an interview with him. Same thing. He's like, yo, when you hustling, niggas don't want to hear about, yo, listen to this rhyme I wrote. Niggas like, yo, we had to do that shit in secrecy. So just thinking about singing now it's acceptable. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's why I was saying, how did people find out you could sing?
It was never nothing that I was afraid to do. I always did it. It's just, I take a lot of pride in everything I do, brother. So it's like when I didn't want to put something out there. And this is another big thing. It's like, I know how to sing, like I be in the shower body and shit, but it's like I don't understand music, like theory. Is that what they call it? I don't get that shit, bro. So like I can't, you know, like I could sing this shit and I could write this shit, like I do all that. But you know, when I'm in the studio, shout out my man Sean, he's the one that wrote it with me and arranged it with me. And he'd be like, yo, you off key. And I'm like, all right, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know anything about that. So, you know, he gave me a lot of direction that I needed. So that's another thing too. I didn't understand none of that. Because when I would try to, like, people would tell me, yo, you off key there. I didn't understand that shit. I'm like, I sound fire, you hating. Like, you know, when I was younger, you know, just being younger.
Right.
You know? And then, you know, so when I found somebody who understood it, and, you know, Sean happens to be, he engineers as well. So he just played a heavy hand in it. And it was like, you know, to go back to, you know, fitting it in, I just try to keep it separate. If it doesn't fit with what I'm doing, then I just keep it separate, you know, and I keep the hip hop shit dirty, and, you know, R&B shit, I'll grab all the air in the world, it's whatever.
Right. Now that's dope too. Trey, what's going on, good brother?
What's happening?
I always joke about you, bro, because you get mentioned on every fucking episode. No matter
you really do.
What. It really doesn't fucking matter. We could be talking about anything, and somehow, some way, somebody's gonna be like, well, Trey would have said, or Trey would have done. Eddie said he wants an album of you and Eric Roberson singing. So like, that's why I texted you, like, nigga, here we go again. Your name is mentioned again. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's gonna be an album we gonna need from you. But it's so easy. We got the Guape Chulo EP out.
Guape Chulo, yeah, that's this one right here.
I wasn't ready for this because I didn't know you sung. So I'm like, yo, this. And the thing is, it's dope. My favorite joints, I love Secure the Bag and Expression. Those are my two favorite joints right there.
Mine too, actually. Yeah,
that's dope. And then you also got the whole hip hop album, The Dream Is Free, out that just dropped. Talk a little bit about that for a minute.
So The Dream Is Free, that just dropped. That's not even a week old. So yeah, shout out to my man Melks. Melks is an up and coming producer out here. I'm from Haverhill, Massachusetts. He's in the next town over, Lawrence, Massachusetts. And you know, I just been like, the whole quarantine thing kind of put me in a zone where I got very inspired. And like The Dream Is Free is my fourth project this year. And you know, you could call it 5 because I dropped the Happy EP in December. But I was just cranking shit out, and then one day Melks was just in the lab with me, and I was hearing the beats, and I was supposed to do. Listen, he was supposed to do a lot of the R&B shit, because he was playing me the R&B beats, and like I was kind of like I had just recorded Expression, and then I kind of like had it on hold. Then I started hearing the hip hop, and the shit just started coming. I remember the day we started recording the album on January 1st, but I had to kind of put it in line because I had other albums. Like I put out Beyond DZ in March 2090 in June. So that was just another joint that I had that I was cooking. And you know, I think honestly, I believe it's my best work, bro.
I
honestly do.
I fuck with
because
it when you
just because I feel like conceptually it's very cohesive. Like it all has to do with the hustle. And I know like when you just hear that, like, oh, the hustle again. But you know, it's also very conceptual. So when you go through the shit, like we talking about, you know, getting the money, we talking about blowing the money, we talking about saving the money, talking about passing it to kids. Like I pretty much hit everything. How money ruins relationships. So it's very conceptual. Because when you say, yo, it's about the hustle, everyone's like, oh, he's just selling drugs this whole album. Like he's fucking stove God easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. It's very conceptual. And like I just feel like it's the most cohesive piece of work I've dropped.
All right, no doubt. Where can they cop it out?
It's on Bandcamp, and it's also you can stream it everywhere.
All right. Well, what's your Bandcamp? Because I know Bandcamp is where you get your money. So
my name is on the screen. Same shit on everything. My Venmo, Cash App, everything is Easy Money ST. You know what I'm saying? Everything is Easy Money ST. Instagram, Twitter, everything.
There you go. Everybody cop the joint. Y'all know me. I don't co-sign no bullshit. It's dope. I'm still blown that you can sing too. That just is mind blowing to me. That's right there when Trey told me he was in a group at Howard. Like I'm like, nigga, y'all sing. Like I wish I could sing. Like that's the thing that I wish I could do. Like if I could sing, I wouldn't even be mad. So let me just be happy with God gave. Trey, what's going on, good brother?
Nothing, man. Sorry for the tardiness.
Oh man, it's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good.
HOA cats about some frivolous bullshit, but we here, man. Good to see your faces. You know what I mean?
Yo, it's good to see Porsche, right? I paid her the money I owe her. She's back. She's off strike. She's on strike.
I was just about to say Trey came here to invoice us for all the service.
Yeah.
So Trey, tell me this, bro. Give me some of your R&B albums albums that R&B owes you. You know what I mean? What do you have as an album? I said a D'Angelo Raphael Sadiq, Porsche said of the Lore, 112 debut, Eddie Got You, and Eric Roberson. Rel said a Rel album. I said Boys the Men. Easy Money said Jodeci with a young Timbaland producing it, which would have been crazy. I think that's an ill pull. What's something that you got that R&B that you just wanted this album that R&B never gave to you?
This sounds crazy, right? But I mean, they almost did a song, but they quarreled over the lyric, from what I understand. But I know it's deeper than that. But how ill would it have been to get a Michael and Prince album?
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been
stupid.
That would have been crazy.
I mean, like, especially
really
what year you calling? Like we talking Purple Rain? We talking in between Purple Rain and Thriller and say Sign of the Times?
It was around the bad album.
That's what I was gonna say too. 87, 88.
Exactly. They were supposed to be on Bad. That was supposed to be their duet. You know what I'm saying? But they quarreled over some bullshit, right?
Prince said, "Who gonna be singing that to who?"
Exactly.
What was Prince gonna be singing?
Because he was like, "Your butt is mine," and he was like, "Who gonna sing that to who?" Because you sure ain't singing that shit to me, and I ain't singing that shit to you. So who knows?
And so that just blew the whole thing.
Blew it.
Wow.
That blew the whole thing.
I never even knew that shit.
I never knew. I had no idea either, bro. I had no idea.
That was supposed to be the duet, but that was, and then they tried to perform together that night when it was them two and James Brown. It was all in the same building and performed on the same stage, and Prince was high as a kite and That shit was crazy that night. You know what I'm saying?
Bad.
It was
The hard part is, man, when you got two of the biggest stars in the world, is at their height. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. Like what Ye say, it's hard to be humble when you stunting on a jumbotron. Like, yo, your ego is just out this world. It's like, yo, I ain't bowing down to him, and he ain't bowing down to me. So, you know, we just gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine the dynamics behind that? Like a whole project. That shit would have been, man. Yeah. So
I wonder if those two could even work together, because you know Prince is a control.
I don't think so, man. I don't think that would have worked.
Prince is such a control freak that I'm just like, could he even have Quincy? Because you know Prince is like, yo, he's the conductor. You know what I mean? So then you got Quincy like, nah, nigga, I'm the conductor. Like, I don't know.
From a development perspective, nah, because the egos were too big.
I was just
thinking about the end game. I'm thinking about the creativity aspect. If they could have got those two creative minds on a project, I'm talking about the end result. The end result would have been mind blowing.
That would have been crazy.
Mind blowing. Not the in between. Not the in between, because like we all know, egos are too big. You know what I'm saying? They're just, you know, I got my way of doing things, you got your way of doing things. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, the end result would have been fucking out of here.
Nah, you're right.
All right, I was nervous for a second. I thought Trey was gonna come and say like another new edition Under the Blue Moon. I was about to be like, hell no.
Under the Blue Moon, nah, man.
No. Absolutely not, JR.
Not at all. JR, what you got for yours?
All right, so I think this. I would have wanted an album actually by David Ruffin that was produced by Gamble and Huff.
Okay. Now, what year is that?
I would say like 73, 74, because I feel like, yo, Gamble and Huff knew how to work with powerful voices. They know how to work with Teddy. They know how to work with Eddie Levert. Like, they knew the dude from The Intruders. Like, they knew how to work with this. And I mean, David Ruffin did I Miss You. And he bodied it. Like, he bodied it. Even though, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying, Bobby Miller did the production. It was terrible. But like, he sang the hell out of that. And do you imagine Gamble and Huff getting with him and like literally doing a whole album? That joint would have been crazy, because again, them guys know how to work with powerful voices, so it would have worked.
They know how to work. They work with Mike. They made Mike sound like
made Mike. Yes,
this is the mature Mike. Oh my God, this is crazy.
Now tell me this. Why do you think now Gamble and Huff, of course, is Philly. You got David coming from Motown with the Funk Brothers. Mm-hmm. Is that something, like, you know, some of these joints are just things that we would dream of. Is that something that you actually could have seen happening? Like, did any of the Motown's acts ever come to Philly to work with Gamble and Huff, or did Gamble and Huff just stay in their lane with the people they worked with?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, Barry is greedy. He ain't letting you leave, just leaving like that. Like, he ain't gonna let you go. So you gotta fight that. But I just think, because I think David needed to leave Motown, period. I don't think he needed to stay there. And then by the 70s, the Funk Brothers was kind of out, because everybody was doing their own. Stevie was doing his own. Marvin was doing his own. So it was like, we didn't need him. So it was like, I felt like if David would have left and went to Philly and got with Gamble and Huff, and like Trey said, like, they got with Michael and made Michael sound dope. Like, you didn't even think about the Motown stuff no more after you heard me, showed me the way to go and Enjoy Yourself and Blues Away. Like, they bodied it. Like, you didn't even care no more. Then after that, it was like, man, we don't give a damn about that Motown shit. Then Jackson's freaking, they went crazy after that. So I think if David would have just left and went to Philly, they would have got him in the studio with, you know, McFadden and Whitehead and Benny Singler and all them dudes, and write good songs, and he would have been straight. But
what year did Eddie die?
Huh?
What year did Eddie die? You
said what? Talking about 91, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right. No, that's a good pull. All right, Easy. What you got for your next joint, bro?
My opinion, one of the absolute nicest pens on the low, I think we should have gotten a Jonte Austin album.
Ooh, bro, you in my head. You're in my head. That's another one of my honorable mentions right here.
Whenever it was supposed to come out, he got shelved, didn't he?
Yeah,
that album got shelved, but then he came out with Love, Sex, Religion in 2000.
I know that. I wanted that first joint.
I wanted that too.
You talking about
the one that got away, turned it up, all that.
Yep.
Oh, I told him
man.
that online. I was like, yo, what happened, yo?
And he had that joint Ghetto Love with Mary J. Blige. Hood
Yeah.
Hood
I
Love,
don't like the one with that goat.
Yeah, I didn't like the one that Trey did with Mary on that joint because it ended up being a Trey Songz Mary collab, but it originally was a Jonte Austin joint. But very dope pull. Turning Me Up with the Jadakiss remix with that. It's crazy.
He got joints, man. I like what he did with the 10 Crack Commandments too, the 10 Love Commandments. I like what he did with that.
Jonte got an ill pen, man.
The one that got away, I still kill that in the shower, B. Like, that shit's hard.
Yeah, that's definitely one of them albums I wish would have came out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Love, Sex, and Religion. You heard that joint?
I do have that.
Yeah, I rock with that joint too. But yeah, to me, Jonte Austin and Brian Michael Cox, them two together, you definitely gonna get some heat out of that.
Dope Fiend Fire, and Make of the One. Yeah, hard. You got some joints.
Porsche, what you got for your last joint, miss?
Brian McKnight and Vanessa Williams. That's another one of the sappy songs I love. Is Love Is by. I love that song so much. That and Groove Theories Tell Me always ended up on every single. I had like a hip hop mixtape, and that was like the bonus track for myself. You know, like it was. That's just how I did it. So I would have loved to have a whole album of Vanessa Williams and Brian McKnight. And I think that would have helped Vanessa Williams a little bit more than it probably would have helped Brian McKnight, just because I feel like their careers were a little bit skewed in a way. So I feel like, you know, it would have been kind of like a good exchange, sort of, if that makes sense. Like Brian McKnight, I would have wanted it to drop sometime after he dropped Anytime. And she dropped next, I think, and that wasn't great. Yeah, so it would have been like 97-ish.
Yeah.
All right, that's a dope pull. That's a dope pull. People forget about how dope Brian McKnight was.
Oh my God, his voice and her voice together, and they were just amazing.
When they did Gotta Go on the Comfort Zone, I love that joint.
Yeah, yep. Brian McKnight is a good pull. The last joints I got up, I'm not even gonna wait for my honorable mentions. I'm gonna just list them all now. An A-Marie album produced by Rich Harrison. I don't care when. I just think those two had great chemistry together. That like if it don't say produced by Rich Harrison, I really have no urge to hear it whatsoever. It's like telling me there's a new CL Smooth album out. Did Pete do it? No. Well, I'll get to it whenever I get to it. Like it literally is like that with A-Marie and Rich Harrison. A lot of people aren't in love with her like I am. Elle Varner, I loved her Perfectly Imperfect album. You know what I mean? So, and that came out in 12. Elevation just came out in 2019. It's a good EP, almost album, but I want an album in between there produced by Pop and Oak. Pop and Oak are some dope R&B producers.
They are so underrated. Yeah,
I got a Pop and Oak mixtape on my website just for people to check out. A Jill Scott reunion album with the Touch of Jazz crew. I could take that right now. I want that, the whole Touch of Jazz crew coming back together and getting that magic, or trying to get that magic from that first Jill Scott. Staying in Philly, same thing. Kindred and the Family Soul. I want a whole Touch of Jazz produced album by them too, which I think would be incredible. Jazzy Jeff and Aya. Aya is a singer from Canada that Jeff linked up with.
I heard the project. Crazy.
Yeah. It came out in 2011. It's called Back for More.
Yep.
Very dope album, produced by Jeff and James Poyser from the Roots fame. Very dope album. I wanted to hear more from them. I don't know what happened to either more. And Glenn Lewis, The World Outside My Window, was from 2002. He was produced by Dre and Vidal, who are part of the Touch of Jazz crew out of Philly. And we didn't hear from Glenn Lewis again until Chasing Goosebumps. If y'all haven't heard Chasing Goosebumps, check that out. That was an album that Jeff and the whole Touch of Jazz crew got back together. They recorded the album in a week because Jeff wanted to show that the industry doesn't know, when industry is like, oh, it takes this much time to make a dope album, you gotta do this. They made the album, I think he said everybody was over the crib watching the Super Bowl on Sunday. As soon as the Super Bowl went off, they started recording and they just went all the way for a week, mixed it, mastered it in a week, and the album is dope as hell. It's called Chasing Goosebumps, produced all by A Touch of Jazz with Glenn Lewis. So, but I still would have wanted another Glenn Lewis, Dre and Vidal album in between that, because World Outside My Window was a banger to me. Rel, what you got up for any of your last joints, any honorable mentions, anything like that?
Yeah, I had like 3 honorable mention joints. I had a Case album produced by Tim and Bob, the whole album, not just a couple of songs, the whole album. I think we would have got a real good project out of Case if that would have happened.
Bro, for a second, JR, what happened to Tim and Bob? It seems like with R&B producers, you're the shit for like 3 years, and then you just literally disappear off the face.
Well, you know, them two broke up actually.
They broke up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they not writing no more like that anymore. So that was what happened, really.
And neither one of them ever like just started doing it by
like
themselves.
they do their own like stuff. Like you see like interviews and Bob talks about it. Like he talks about like the breakup and the stuff that he's doing and all that. But he even said to himself, "You can't get chemistry like me and him." So I get why people don't want to see, you know what I'm saying, just me or just him. They want to see both of us because the chemistry we have. And he was like, I get it, but you know, once you get into the industry and the politics and the friendship and money and it cause a lot of beef. So
all right. My fault, Rel. What else you got?
Again, this is just me. Ryan Leslie, more R&B centered album and not him rapping. Very talented dude, man. Like I give me 2 verses. That's fine. You want to do that, but not a whole rap album. More of an R&B centered album. And
I used to love his YouTube videos when he would just do stuff just live and just. He's got this joint called something where like he's in the studio and he like invites a shorty over to the studio too. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, Ryan is dope.
Talented, man. And a new Alex Osley album. I was waiting.
Come on, bro.
Patiently waiting. You know, of course, with the right production.
I just like her voice, man. I don't give a damn what she's saying, man. That she is beautiful, bro.
Just we'll see if we get that. Hopefully. So
Yo,
that's the last one,
man.
The joint I was thinking of with Ryan Leslie is called 5 Minute Freshen Up. So if cats haven't seen that, go to YouTube. Ryan Leslie 5 Minute Freshen Up, and just him making the beat and the producing me. I love seeing it just start from beginning to end. So yeah, Ryan is definitely dope. JR, you got any? No, Eddie, my bad. You got any joints left or any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I got my last one that I have listened, and then I got some honorable mentions. So, preface this, right? So you know how we got that Raheem Devon and Apollo Brown album that it worked. You know, it came out pretty dope. So, with that in mind, I would like to hear Music Soul Child album fully produced by Pete Rock. I think it could work, man.
Okay.
Cause I feel like Pete could go in that bag, like he doesn't, like. But if you listen to the Main Ingredient, like I could hear a lot of beats on the Main Ingredient for an R&B album. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't far fetched. So I think it'd be dope.
I'm never going to be mad at this. Listen, Pete Rock producing anything. Pete Rock can produce for Metallica, and I'm like, yes, I think that would be a dope collaboration. It could be like Nine Inch Nails in studio with Pete Rock.
I'd like to throw a flag on the play.
Okay, fine. Yes, you're right. I wouldn't listen to that album, but I'm just saying. No, I would not.
So you would? Oh, okay.
No,
for everybody else, I'm saying a Drake album produced by Pete Rock. So
and I would not listen to it. I would not listen to it.
Yeah, you would. Might be fire though.
Yo, Eddie.
That might be all right.
Yo, Eddie.
It might be okay.
That would be fire.
It might be.
No, I'm just trying
I'll tell you this.
Pete Rock has better things to do, like rearrange his software.
I'll tell you
I'm
this.
sure.
I'll tell you this. Pete Rock's bank account though got better things to do than to do an album with Drake. I can tell you that one right there. So that's the problem. I think here's the thing: if things don't really get shaken up in these next 3 months, Porsche, you're gonna be mad at my album of the year top 5 list. Somebody better drop some shit.
They will be. Yes, they will. Tracy Lee, you're going to drop an album. RJ Payne's going to drop an album. Amir's going to drop an album. Blue dropped an album. Easy dropped an album. Like I have 5.
Nobody's dropping
Get the rest
nothing
of mine,
until the top of the year, man. RJ might drop because he drops all the time, but everybody else they wait until 2022. It's over.
All right, so here's my honorable mentions real quick.
Sorry, Eddie.
So I got JR. I'm pretty sure JR knows about this, but I just discovered this thing even existed. Marvin Gaye album that was supposed to come out after Hear My Dear called Love Man, and apparently it was like a disco infused album or something. But yo, it's Marvin, man. It's Marvin, yo. Like I don't care.
Crazy.
Just give it to me.
I got mine over there.
Not that one. It was supposed to call Love Man. It was supposed to be called Love Man.
Not this joint.
Not that.
One. Not that one.
Oh,
it's
a
supposed to
disco
come out.
album.
A disco album after Hear My Dear because originally, like everyone now loves Hear My Dear, right? A lot of people say it's their favorite Marvin Gaye album, but they're saying that album wasn't well received at the time.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
So then he was trying to prove that he could keep up with what was popular, so he was trying to do a disco album, and kind of towards the end of the process, he kind of got disillusioned and just kind of said, nah, let me move on to something else. But I still would have want to hear it, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I would have wanted to hear that too. I think he would have killed this one. He would have killed it.
For sure. All right, so the last one I got is I want Kill to go into his R&B producer bag and produce an album for Myron.
Y'all gotta always fucking have. Y'all ain't. You know what? Make that happen.
I'm good at that.
Let's
Show that album cover again. Show that album cover again.
I might as well just keep this album. I don't care if the album cover looks whack. This is a dope ass album. Y'all gonna stop.
Who is it?
This is a dope album.
Easy, it's Myron. It's Myron.
It's a dope album. They just give me hell because of the way the cover looks. You know what I mean?
Listen, can I just say something, Kill? You didn't listen to DJ Quick's albums because he had a perm, and you're listening to Myron.
Here's the problem. Let's look at this. It's 1994. Okay. Gangstar just dropped Daily Operation. Okay. Pete just dropped The Creator. And here comes some nigga from Compton with a fucking perm looking like one of the Isley brothers. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna listen to it. I didn't see this album cover first. I saw the video with Cinderella. We Can Get Down. The nigga sounded like a knockoff D'Angelo. I wanted to hear some D'Angelo.
Oh, look at this thing.
I didn't even pay no attention. Here's why I never even paid attention to the album cover. The niggas later. Is this album cover that fucking bad, y'all?
Oh, it's like, yes.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it is.
Come on, Kill. Like, look at them bad dudes. Stop,
Yo, Mike has a goddamn baby tiger on his leg. Nobody say shit about that, right? Ain't nobody say, why does this
Kill, put that up to the screen.
Nobody
Put
said
it all
that.
the way. Yo, Kill, put it all the way.
Yeah, I want to see it. I can't see it,
All
bro.
the way up.
Hey, man.
Yo, who shows pillows in their album cover, yo?
Hey, you know what would have been worse if his feet was up in the back, like he got his feet up.
It probably is, and didn't make the frame. It probably
Hey, Kill.
is, Rel.
I'm sure Myron has come across some of our episodes, and I'm sure he'll take your DM if you want to produce his next album.
I will be happy, more than happy, to do this for my. And here's the thing, Porsche. I was wrong. You should not judge a book by its cover. So all I'm asking is that folk do not judge a book by his thing.
Put it
I pull
up.
this all the time.
Hey, bro, every time you pull it up, you gotta put it all the way to
When niggas showed me this album,
Oh, bro.
like, there's no way in the world I'm listening to this.
that ain't got
Okay?
nothing on Myron, son. That ain't
Okay,
got nothing on Myron.
I met him at Daddy's crib.
I'm just giving an example. When I saw this, I was like, I'm not listening to that. Based off of the cover.
Kid, that's
When
a
Major Joe
horrible
hit me,
example.
it was like, trust me.
That's a
You
horrible
love the
example.
stove guy.
That's
And
that's a horrible example. Horrible.
The resident lawyer has spoken.
That Myron coming back up there again. That's a horrible
He
example.
said,
Put it up again.
put Byron back up.
I look like a fucking. That look like a fucking some Drake shit right there.
All the jokes aside, it is a good album, though.
Thank
It
you,
is.
JR. That's all. Y'all act like it. Okay, the album cover is horrible. There's some dope songs on this album.
Because Kill Like Portia said, you will go on another album cover,
No.
but that one?
Here's the thing. I was wrong. You should not. I just said I was wrong. You should not judge a book by its cover. But again, in my defense, I saw the video. Here's the thing. You see Check the Rhyme. You saw Check the Rhyme, right? You saw the video, right?
Yeah.
Dope ass song. Did it matter what the album cover looked like? You was buying Tribe's album, right?
Right.
Boom.
But that's Tribe.
You saw the video before.
You can't be
Still,
Myron.
he's still trying to make
Let me say
y'all
something.
agree.
Can I say something? Hold on. Can I say something? You
Yes,
can't
sir.
be Myron, who's a new jack, right? He's a new. This is his first impression. Tribe had already made an impression in the industry. You know what I'm saying? They already had a trail of making good. You cannot be a new jack, and this is your first fucking impression. You can't do that. This
It's
dude
so
got his
fly,
legs up
single
and
cover was
jamming,
bad.
biting pillows. You can't do
That
that.
man said, I'm gonna throw on my cranberry silk joint and I'm gonna lay on the bed. And you gonna take this picture.
I'm sorry.
That's it.
I think people need to note that the
Press
flash
that up.
reflecting off of the satin sheets is almost blinding. Like, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff, and that's too much for me.
Satin on satin.
It's cool.
He a wild,
I
that's
see
a wild
that this
bull.
is never gonna die, and it's all good. Y'all can make fun of me every episode.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's
No,
Myron.
but Trey,
He's biting pillows. He's biting
We
pillows.
turn Kill to the virus
On the cover.
Yeah, I
biting
like how
pillows.
exactly, bro. How did I become this nigga's manager? Like I didn't do the photo shoot. I didn't say nigga get some pajamas and pose on the bed. I didn't do it.
I wish
I'm
you
the
would never
executive producer.
showed the album cover.
part of
I
the
probably
executive
would have
producer.
had the album and that was
I'm
it.
not the executive
But
producer.
tell you what, bro. Just take the sleeve out. Just take the sleeve out. Just take the sleeve out, yo.
It better not be nothing, yo, man. Let me tell you
Here's the
something.
thing.
Oh, Lord.
As you can see on it, it says I'm not putting this back up to make y'all laugh. I'm showing y'all for promotional use only. I got all the music
Yo,
set.
this nigga's biting pillows. He's biting pillows.
Oh my goodness gracious. He had a whole photo shoot on a bed with satin sheets. And like,
Did he sign the back of for you?
No.
My man Myron had it
I'm
bad,
about to
man.
say, hey, kid,
My man Myron had it bad.
I'm about to say, hey, kid, hold on. You know not how to sign first.
Nah, what happened? Trey knows. You go to a black college and you can see these niggas come in and out your room and just borrow shit and you never see it again. So I tag all my CDs.
Okay.
I tag all my CDs with stuff.
he said, did Myron sign it for you?
Now that inner sleeve,
Yo,
that
I
inner
really
sleeve
want to
with
ask a
him
question.
sitting
I
in the
really
chair
want to
with
ask a
a
serious question. Really, this fucking funny?
Yes.
This album
It's
cover
very funny.
really this
Yes.
bad?
Yo, that's bad.
Portia's
That's a bad
crying,
album
Ralph's
cover,
crying,
man.
Trey's crying. This ain't that goddamn bad.
Yes, it is.
Come on, kid.
Listen, he didn't be bad.
In the album cover.
Yo, he's got his legs up and he's biting pillows.
His legs aren't up, Trey.
You can't do that.
His legs aren't up.
The more you defend it, it make it funny. It make it funnier when you defend them. Like, it just makes it funnier.
Well, here's the problem, okay? Now in 2012,
So this nigga's like this.
When everybody's independent, okay, this was a time when maybe the record label told him to do that shit. Maybe he ain't want to put that cover out. Maybe he ain't want to, but maybe the label made him do it. I don't know.
That's a bad decision. That's a bad decision.
All I have to say is thank God for
DJ
DJ Quick's perm.
on the cover.
Thank God for DJ Quick's perm.
Say what?
No,
DJ Quick's perm. That's all I have to say. Like, thankfully, DJ Quick added the perm.
And I'm a dig in my R&B bag. And trust me, this album cover, y'all niggas are gonna be the A&R. Y'all come up with.
So check it out. Make sure
both of y'all gonna be on the
same cover. Make sure you get
I'm not laying in your bed with no Now both of us ain't gonna be laying nowhere, my nigga. We ain't laying on the bed. Easy, I appreciate you not laughing. My nigga's dead ass serious.
It's all good, man.
I'm with Easy because I don't find none of this shit remotely funny.
It was funny at first because that looked like that. I look at that cover and I'm like, yo, Drake is pissed he didn't do that first.
Thank you, Eddie, for the R&B albums, that hip hop, that R&B OG.
Wait, before you guys go, I have to go. I just want to say bye.
Porsche, I paid you. What the fuck?
What? I know. I have to leave. I have to go. I'm so sorry.
She only hears if she don't get fined.
But I'll say bye.
All right, tell me where they can get at you, man.
Twitter at Shayla Porsche. That's it. I only have one account, so if you see anything floating around, it's not me.
So how much more do I gotta get you for more than 2 hours? Because now the show sometimes goes longer. Oh,
no, we'll talk about it, Kill, off air.
All right. Man.
Bye, guys. It's so nice to see you.
Like,
bye, boy. Bye, guys. Bye, Trey. Bye, Rel.
Trey, do you have anything else on your wish list that does not consist of me going in my R&B bag for anything?
Nah, man. Only thing I got is I would have loved to hear the D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill project.
Yeah, Eddie said that, Joe.
He did say that.
Yeah. We hear it, Trey.
And then my final is I would have loved to hear. These are my two favorites, hands down, not even close. I would have loved to hear Donnie and Stevie project.
Ooh.
That's it. Then after that, I can transcend to the next life. I don't even have to be here no more. If I would have got a Donnie and Stevie project, that would have been it. Period.
That's dope.
It doesn't get better than that.
That's dope. Cool. That's dope. Cool. Easy. You got any joints left, brother?
I do. I got a few. I'll run through them quick. So Eddie mentioned music and Pete Rock. I actually thought, after I heard Devil's Pie, I felt like I needed D'Angelo and Premier album. Just to hear Preem do like a whole R&B joint. I'm not sure Preem's done a whole R&B joint.
The closest he did a joint with this singer a couple of years ago, like a white British singer.
Tory Wolf, right?
Yeah. He did that. And he did like maybe 8 joints on Christina Aguilera's double album.
He did 4. He did like 4 on that.
Back to basics. Yeah.
So I know that shit would have been dope. I don't know, man. When I heard, the Lady remix, that shit was obviously a classic. Then Devil's Pie. Yeah. I'm like, that shit could have worked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I also and this is super random. Y'all can pick the artist. I really wanted to hear a R&B album entirely produced by Eric Sermon. I know he had R&B artists he signed. He had Alfonso Hunter. He had Dave Hollister.
That joint is a sleeper.
Dang, yeah.
I'm saying he ain't. I don't think he did Did he do the whole Alfonso Hunter?
No, he didn't do the whole joint.
I'm saying I would have liked to hear him do the entire. Even Dave Hollister, he had some dope. He gave Dave Hollister some shit, but he didn't do the whole joint. I would have loved to hear a whole R&B album by Eric Sermon. Now this dude, he had a dope. I liked his album a lot. His self-titled debut. I wanted to hear a sophomore album from Horace Brown. I thought that his album was fire.
That's a good one.
I wanted to hear another album from him. I wanted to hear like an R&B street type album from Kobe Honeycutt. He had like a lot of the hooks. He did like a lot of hooks. He did the Jim Jones "Love Me No More."
Oh, okay.
He did some shit with the Clips. He did Snoop. He got more joints. He did the I'ma Do It for Fab too. Like he got his hook game is definitely official. I would like to hear an album from him because I feel like he would have added like a street element. And my last joint, super random. I wanted to hear an album from Tammy Lucas. I don't know if it's even out there, but I never heard about that.
Yes, sir.
I would like to hear
Lucas.
too.
That is a good to you thing right there. That is a good to you.
I would have liked to hear that as well.
That's a dope pull. That's a dope pull. JR, what you got left, bro?
I got a couple, but one of them is honestly I didn't want an album. I made one of the single from them. I would have wanted something from Janet and Prince.
Okay.
Because he was supposed to be on Love Would Never Do. That's why she's singing low on that first verse.
Oh, I never knew that.
I never
Yeah,
knew
it
that.
was supposed to be Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, and they either want to get Prince, Ralph, or everybody was working with, but they wanted Prince for that. That's why they was like, Janet, sing low. But
that would have been dope as hell because they could have had a freaky ass slow song. Word is bond.
Oh, Prince and Janet. Oh, yeah.
They would have had a freaky ass slow song, especially you talking.
And that could have been on the Janet album. Yep.
You talking about that? Yeah, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
Another one. This is taking it actually back to the '60s. I would have wanted a Funk Brothers record.
Like a compilation.
Right. I would want
Soul
that.
Survivor?
Huh?
Like a rock soul survivor, like the Funk Brothers featuring different
I
artists.
would have wanted like what Booker T and the MGs did with Green Onions, where it's just straight instrumentals. And I would have wanted that for the Funk Brothers, but of course Barry didn't give them no shine, so it would have never happened. But I would have loved for that to happen, to be honest with you. I think that would have been dope. Honestly, I would have wanted a Shantae Moore album produced by Babyface between 95 and 97.
That's dope. Because I wanted something from Shantae. I just didn't know who I would put her with.
I wanted her with Baby because she did darn near a lot of the backgrounds on Wait to Exhale.
Right.
So and then she did a lot of backgrounds for Tony's Secret. So I was like, yo, hun, Babyface would have worked. Like
now Shantae's Got a Man. That was Jam and Lewis, right?
Yeah, that was in '99. Yeah.
I think I would have wanted that, a '99 Jam and Lewis Shantae Moore produced album. Yeah.
And my last one, I would have wanted Mary and Raphael Sadiq to do one in 2002. Rather than The Love and Life, I would have rather that be Raphael and Mary.
And that was, they had to join on the Breakthrough, the You Are My Everything, right?
Right.
That was Mary.
Yeah. And then, I mean, come on, with the Mary album, after she kind of did stuff with Jam and Lewis and that instrumentation and Lauren and all that, Raphael could have came together and really did some damage, but that never happened. So
tell me this, because you may know, speaking of that Mary album, you had the song, the one that Jam and Lewis did. It was the same beat that Prince had for I Hate You.
So about The Love I Never Had?
The Love I Never Had. How did that happen? Do you know? Because it's the same beat.
I mean, well, we all know they couldn't inspire. What I heard was that Mary heard it. Because everybody was trying to tell her that, with Mary artistry, they try to act like she can't do this and she can't do this. So when they was like, well, okay, she's only good for hip hop beats. Then when she got with Chucky, she's sample based. So then when she got with Share My World, she can't work with the greats like Roy Ayers and all this. Then you get to the Mary album, you can't do no live instrumentation. So when she heard that, she was like, I like that. And Jam and Lewis was like, all right, you like that? Then they gave it to her. So I don't know how they was inspired by it. I'm not sure, but Mary heard it, was like, yo, I want that. So that's how that went. Because No More Drama actually was supposed to be on the Mary album, but it didn't make it. So
I just always wondered, because it's the exact same beat.
It is.
Know what I mean?
It
so
is.
Like, how did that?
Well, Jam and Lewis and Prince is clearly.
I mean, they both from Minneapolis, but I mean, nigga, you jack my beat, we got a problem. You know what I mean? I'm sure if Pete comes out with fucking Straighten It Out, and then Gangstar comes out with the same exact beat, it'd be like,
quiet as it's kept. Prince actually said that he was on stage one day and he played What Have You Done For Me Lately, and he was like, I wonder who did that beat, and he kind of threw his little shot at it, like,
So word?
Yeah, he was on stage and he played What Have You Done For Me Lately and was like, I wonder who did that beat. Y'all heard that before?
Let me find out.
Wow. Damn.
That's like Brian McKnight's Anytime sounded just like Michelle and Diocello's.
By Your Door.
Yep, By Your Door.
Yeah.
And I'm just always like, yo, these songs sound a little too similar. Like,
That
which one
shows
came
you that
first?
the industry is very small. That's all that is.
Outside Your Door, my bad.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. Easy. Give them all the info, bro. Where can they get at you? All the links, the albums, everything.
I'm sorry, man, but that Mary conversation made me think of one more. Can I throw one more in there?
No. Please.
The word is that, Puff and Mary stole the hip hop soul formula from Ron G and Miss Jones. So I feel like we should have got that too.
The Ron G and Miss Jones album?
Early in the early 90s. That's when Puff and Mary came out. So hearing that makes me feel like we should have gotten that.
That would have been dope, and I think it would have been even doper if it came before Mary. Because if it came before Mary, anything post Mary was, you just biting Mary. You know what I mean? Yep. If that would have been a Ron G thing like that that would have been dope. Because I think that's why Miss Jones really didn't click like that, because it was almost like, you just trying to be Mary. You know what I mean? You like a Mary knockoff type thing. Which niggas don't know, like you said, Ron G and Miss Jones was doing that shit way before Puff. You know what I mean?
And Miss Jones was on Drink Champ. She said something about like Ron G and Puff just got like cool again recently over that. So there was like a thing about that. So it must have been, But anyhow,
man. Puff is the master. I see what you're doing, and I'ma take it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He's
a thief. Let
me call it what it is. He's a thief. I mean,
he's a thief.
Master Jacker.
He's Master Jacker, because he stole intro style.
One of his biggest hits, one of their biggest hits, they gave it to Trackmasters, but they got it from me, and that's Be Happy. So if we want to do all of that.
Talk about it, Trey. Hold
on. Let's hear about it. I need to hear about this.
Tell the story, Trey. I mean, we've heard it on the show before, but tell a story of how that happened.
I mean, but you know the record. I Walk Away from the Bullshit. You heard it, Kill. You know what I'm saying? It's a sample, a Curtis Mayfield sample. You know what I'm saying? But that was at the time we were shopping to get a deal, and so we were very close to the whole Bad Boy situation. So of course we're gonna shop our shit to them. You know what I'm saying? And then a few months later, we heard don't in the background of one of the sessions. And they like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Cut the same way everything. It's just that they took the drums out. You know what I mean? They made it on beat. We had heavy, and I got the record. We had heavy drums on the shit. Same sample, cut the same way, all of that. They just took the drums out and let it fly.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And then remember Eli scratched it, I'll Take Her. You heard that for a while, and then that went ghost after Be Happy came out.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And I mean, it's same with Juicy. Like Pete said he had that playing in the basement, and Puff and Big came down to it. And then next thing you know, Big got Juicy. And then they give Pete the remix to Juicy, like on some old Show You Love type thing.
At least he did that, but still, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's one of them things where it's just like, that's the hard part when you have those recognizable samples, because then people can hear it and they're like, yo, what's that? I mean, Pete said Tip did it to him with the jazz. He said Tip came over to the basement. He was making the jazz, and the album cover was literally sitting right there. And Tip peeped it and was like, "What you doing with that?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." And then next thing you know, you hear the jazz, and then you hear him at the end say, he's shouting people out, and he says, "Pete rock for the beat." You know what I mean? He said, Tip says,
I gave it up though.
But it's not no credit. It don't say produced by Pete Rock.
No bag. Like,
you know what I mean? Now keep in mind, there's a beat on Low End that says produced by Skep Anselm. So it's not like it was like on some old, the whole album is produced by. No, you gave Skep the thing, but you didn't give Pete the thing. So I mean, that's the hard part. And I don't know if y'all saw the new Wu-Tang joint that I'm loving, by the way.
Oh my God.
Fire.
This season is crazy. And you see, and I love it so much because the producer in me, cats would follow you around to see what record you was buying. That's why RZA got it real quick and just jetted, and dude is like, yo, what record did he buy? You know what I mean? So that's how it was, because like Pete said, if the record wasn't sitting right next to the SP, then Tip wouldn't have known what that was. You know what I mean? But since the record was right there, it's like, oh, that's what you use? Oh, okay, boom, let me go to the record store and dig that up. Next thing you know, we got the jazz. You know what I mean? And that goes
Very-
all the
very
way
common.
back. Yeah, that goes all the way back to the old days when flashing them would darken out this record. They would put tape or something over this. So whoever was standing over you couldn't see. Whoever was behind the tables wouldn't be able to see what you was doing, because at that time of
It was like that.
Yo, B, here's the thing. Back in the
You're
day,
right.
this is the thing. Nowadays, with Serato and everything with the internet, back in my day, to be a DJ, you needed these. I don't care how much money you had, if you had all the great equipment. If you ain't have records, what was you gonna spend at the party? So you had to have records. So what made a cool Herc party dope was the break beats he was spinning.
Yep.
So if everybody saw what Herc was doing, well, then I could throw the same party across the street and turn it out. So it was heavy that you couldn't show your right. Like, yo, I've seen people not even put the right records in the right sleeve when they go out to DJ.
Yep.
Like, I'll put something crazy in this sleeve, so you go buy this thinking it's gonna be what it is, and it's something else. If you go to my SoundCloud, I still do that. On my SoundCloud, I have pictures of records up, old records, so you can think that's where I got the sample from, and that's not where I got the sample from.
No lies detected.
Because
No
that's
lies
how
detected.
niggas would steal your shit. You know what I mean? So again, like Trey said, you hear that sample, it's like, oh yo, who's that? Like, oh yo, that's Curtis Mayfield. Boom, let's go, let's go, let's get that. And and
this was before I'll take her. This was before, like I said, Be Happy. This was before all that shit. This was like 92, 93.
Yo, again, I say this all the time. This man right here has songs on his demo that was fucking album cuts in 93. When I got my hands on his demo, went back to 889 and Morgan, everybody on Morgan's campus knew about L Rock. Every fucking body. I play him every time on 889, everything. So the stuff that this dude was using back in the day, yo, trust and believe, bro. Legit. Half the shit, here's the thing, and I always tell people this. Most people's demos, you don't even want to hear that shit. Most of the shit on his demo made this nigga debut album. That's how dope. On the Edge, Living on the Edge was a demo that made the album. Shit,
Living on the Edge.
It ain't no fun, son. It's real out here. It's my shit.
What you know about that?
Come on, don't play with me. Don't play with me, bro.
The one with One Step Beyond. What's the name of that, Trey? My brain right now.
Stars in the East.
Stars
in the East.
That was on the demo. I remember Man Please, man. I could go on for hours about how
my dad loved your album track. Like,
yeah. But all that to just say, yeah, niggas be jacked.
Yes.
So
Kill, let me ask you something. Kill, because you the only guy that make beats here.
Yeah.
Like, like a devil's advocate type thing. Obviously, it's a bite, and I'm not trying to dance around that. But is it like a competitive aspect at all? Like, I'm gonna freak this shit better.
It should be. It should be.
Yeah.
And when I say it should be, it's kind of just like, to me, if I'm gonna take what you used already, then let me chop it up. Let me use it in a different way. Or a great example of shit, let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, this right here. Let me see this joint right here. This is, I got the joint. The number one joint on here. First song you put on is Streets Is Watching by Jay-Z that Ski used. It's also Hi My Name Is for Eminem that Dre used. And it's also Beat Nuts Forever that the Beat Nuts used, all off of one song. So the thing is that not the same album, the same fucking song. The same song has those three beats all in one song. So the thing is, if you want to use this, don't just take Streets Is Watching and use it the same way Ski did. Maybe chop it up, maybe replay it, maybe do something different to it. You know what I mean? But to me, that comes from a place of producer pride that was very heavy in the 90s. That's just not there anymore. Because it would be like, how can I use this but not do it the same way? Great example. If you've ever heard off the Hurricane soundtrack, Little Brother by Black Star.
Yeah.
Dilla used the same Roy Ayers sample that Pete used on an interlude for Main Ingredient, but chopped that shit up in so many different pieces and did it differently. Because what Quest would say, Dilla would practice taking samples that people like Pete, Primo, other people already use, and trying to freak it himself. You know what I'm saying? So it should be that competitive thing, but to just use the same loop that, you just wouldn't do that. Like, because
there's no effort in that.
It's no effort, but then it's also, there was a fellowship of producers back then, and you wanted the respect of the other producers. So
no doubt.
Q-Tip wouldn't want to just take the same Shelly Maine sample that Primo used for Come Clean for a Tribe song, because when we hear it, we're gonna be like, yo, those the water drops from J-Rule. Like, number one, we gonna say it's whack. Like, that's the first thing the people gonna say it's whack. Yeah. Then when Tip sees Primo, is gonna be like, nigga, why would you use the same the exact same way?
Yeah.
Right. Now people don't care. Now we in the studios, we can do a whole project with people we never know, we never met. We're never gonna run into each other. There's a picture in one of these Wax Poetics I got when they used to do this record convention at the Roosevelt, and Prince B is looking through records, and you see Pete Rock looking over his shoulder like that. Like, there's a picture of Pete looking like, because Prince B from PM Dawn used to come in and shut them shits down.
That was the story.
PM Dawn would come in and just lay stacks down, like, give me all of that shit. You know what I mean? Because he had that PM Dawn money. You know what I mean? So it should be competitive. It should be. It just isn't anymore, because biting is okay now. Like, there's no more rules left. You know what I mean? So it's no big deal. Like, I just heard the new Wale and J. Cole joint, and it's just vibrant thing. And I'm like, God damn, like, yo, you didn't want to just, y'all, it's the same beat. Y'all
is the reggae hot? Is that reggae hot?
I mean, I didn't even get through it, Trey. I mean, because I'm just like, yo, you did vibrant thing. You're literally taking Tip's style the way he rhymed it. So you're not doing anything. You know what I mean? So
I didn't know that. I ain't even listened to it yet.
It's just no rules no more. So back in the day, like, that's why if you would read old scratch magazines, they would ask producers, yo, is there a beat you wish you made? You know what I'm saying? And Primo may say, man, I wish I made Cream. Or maybe RZA would say, man, I wish I made this. Or there was an interview with the Beatminers, like, yo, how the fuck we all had that Les McCann record that Primo ended up using for the 10 Crack Commandments. Like, now we can't use it. It was almost like it's used now. You can't do nothing with it. Unless you're gonna do something different with it. It's like, yo, I can't use the damn 10 Crack Commandments the same way Primo just did. But then when 97 comes and Bad Boy is ruling the airwaves, then now you got SWV singing over the 10 Crack Commandments. Now you got, when you think about it, you got Anthony Hamilton, Mama Knew Love. That ain't nothing but Binks joined for Jay's Off the Blueprint. You know what I mean? So now we got to that place in 97 where it was like the rules just went out the window and it was just all about a check at that point. I hated it, because even when you think of Jenny from the Block, they just jacked Tone. They got Tone and Poke to basically redo the fucking Watch Out Now from the Beat.
Watch Out Now.
Whereas I'm like, yo, why don't you get the Beat Nuts to do that shit and give them that R&B money? You know what I mean? Like, why if you like the beat, then bare minimum go get that money to Juju.
They were supposed to be on that record. They were supposed to be on that record though. Originally.
Oh, word?
Yeah. Juju told me that.
And see, my thing is like, yo, get them. One of the things
What
I
happened,
always respect.
What happened?
If you spend one night with Juju, you'll know exactly what happened. Juju is interesting guy, man.
The one thing I'll say,
he's a homie, but he's an interesting guy.
One thing I always say about Alicia Keys, and I give her props for, on her second album, she redid If I Were Your Woman, and she did it over the Warning beat, and it was produced by Easy Mo B. Yeah. And when I read the credits, I saluted her. Like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. If you want to sing over Warning,
what you call it? Because who told her? He was like, I don't want to do it. Go get Easy Mo B for that. He was like, nah.
Right. That's the thing. Because she easily could have just said, you know what? I'm gonna tell the engineer to loop this shit up. It'll say produced by A Keys. It was like, nah. She got Mo B. And that's what I wish more people would do. You want to sing over fucking Come Clean? Go get Primo to do that shit. If you want to do a Beat Nuts Watch Out Now, I like that beat. Get the Beat Nuts to do that shit. So, but again, all that kinship and respect and I'm sure as UMCs rhyme. Both you and Trey are MCs. Y'all not just rappers. So y'all are MCs. You want to be respected by your peers. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You want it to be when you come around your peers like, oh, yo, my nigga, I fuck with your shit. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be nigga side eye and you like, oh man, that nigga stole half my bars, or you know.
Yeah.
And again, another example, J. Cole's last album. That nigga just jacked the whole My Life hook. That was Foul March and Styles P. And I'm listening to the song and I'm like, yo, this nigga really took the whole fucking hook? Like, my nigga, you literally took a nigga's whole hook. Like, and nobody cares about that in 2021, but nigga, could you imagine if somebody in 84 came out with the same hook as fucking Beat It? Like, you'd be like, nigga, what the how you gonna come out with the same hook that Mike got right now? You know what I mean? And it's
The shit is that the majority of people that listen to Cole, they don't even know.
Heard it. But
they're gonna hear the Styles P record and be like, oh, he took Cole's song.
But my thing is as Cole, I want to know what's in Cole's mind. What's in your mind? And again, I'm 47, so I'm old. Maybe 10 years younger than me. That is respect. You know, maybe that's a sign of paying homage that I'm gonna redo your chorus. In my day, that's not a sign of paying homage. Do something different with the chorus.
So I got a question. So what do you call? And I hate always using me as a reference. So what do you call what Jay did when he used "What More Can I Say" and then say the line from the song, even though he's paying homage to Big, it's still the same, you know what I'm saying, sample, and it's coming from the same source. You see what I'm saying?
See, for me, and again, me being a producer, I'm like, yo, that's whack because that beat was already used. So I always tell people, and the older you get, life gets real fucking simple. It's all about how you were raised. The way I was raised in hip hop was once a sample is used, it's done. It's off the table.
That's me.
You know
too.
what I mean?
Unless you freak it.
Unless you're gonna do it something different with it. It's off the table. So for me, it's just like when I heard it was just like, yo, this. But then keeping in mind, a lot of people, I don't know, man. To me, to answer your question, the shit is whack. But
remember that
a lot of people never heard "Keep Your Hands High."
Your hands high.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the other piece, because I can't tell you how many people I had to put onto that shit.
Right.
So that for the average listener, they didn't hear "Keep Your Hands High," so they didn't even know you had already used that beat.
They didn't have a point of reference.
Right.
Remember right around same time Trey used it, Cannabis used it.
Yep. He used it right after.
How he rolled, it was around the same time.
Right after me.
Cannabis PI, same sample, the same thing.
We in the same building. And as a matter of fact, to take that story even deeper, that track was shot around in that building. You see what I'm saying? I caught it first, but then somebody else. I don't know if I don't think I gave it to Cannabis, but somebody heard it, and then they gave it to Cannabis.
Flipped it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is so many times when it happens, there's still usually a winner. Like for instance, when Pete and Buck Wild both used the Kenny Burns "Rising to the Top" for OC's "Born to Live," and Pete and CL's "Take You There." You know what I mean? Same sample, but them Pete drums is what put that shit over. To me, that made that doper than "Born to Live." Same thing. Just Blaze had the PSA sample. Really, Buck Wild had it first on OC's album as an interlude. Then Black Moon used it for "Stay Real," and the Beat Miners did that. But if you hear the Beat Miner version, you hear PSA, just drums are just bigger and harder that make the song harder. So usually, even when people use the same sample, and people used to get in serious fucking beefs about that. I remember there was like a little beef between Alchemist and KG because KG used the "When Worst Come to Worst" that Alchemist used for Dilated People. KG used that for Jaheim, "Better Put Your Woman First." You know, so there was a little issue behind that. Supposedly, Buck Wild had beef, not Buck Wild, the Beat Miners had beef with Just because the PSA sample that was already out when "Stay Real" was out. So, you know, there was always a little tug of war when, you know, it'd be samples. But to me, like unless you're in Trey's situation where everybody's in the same building, it's the hard part of sampling. If you hear a dope sample, you're gonna use it. You know what I'm saying?
And you better jump on it first.
And you better put it out as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's almost like the winning lottery number. The more people who win, the less money you get. If you the only person who hit, you get the whole jackpot. If 50 people hit, that jackpot start getting smaller and smaller. What you gonna say, Easy?
Do y'all remember the MOP Warriors beat? Mahogany did the same. Like AZ had the same beat from the same guy too, around the same time. How did
There's a lot of that going on because producers shop the same beats to everybody.
But I'm saying, like, you know, when the label buy the beat from a guy, like, don't they own it? Like, how did it end up? I was so confused by that.
If it's a sample, you can't own that shit. Somebody else owns it.
And see, sometimes I know this happened with Alchemist because Jada
Kiss
we gonna make it, yeah.
We gonna make it, yeah.
And what happened is I think Raz didn't pay for the beat. So I mean, it's the same thing. Easy. I could send you and Trey a beat tonight. You know what I mean? Neither one of y'all. Trey says, "Yo, Kill, I want to buy this beat." Cool. Trey buys it. He records it. You never get back to me, but you just may record it as a demo. You know what I mean? And it gets out there, and it's just like, then I look like I'm the bad guy. Like, yo, why would you sell the same beat twice?
Yeah,
I mean, this happened numerous times. Pete did it on Pete's New York's Finest. Royal Flush got a joint called Questions. Then on Raekwon's Built for Cuban Links 2, the same beat shows up on Sonny's Missing.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, what happened? Maybe because it was Pete Rock's album, you know what I mean? It didn't really matter, and he wanted to resell it again to Raekwon. I'm just like, yo, is Ray, why would you want the same beat? Maybe Ray felt like, yo, I could kill it better than Flush.
That shit happens all the time.
Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that, but again, you'll see more of this shit happening, like I said, post 97. Yeah. Prior to 1997, you'll be very hard pressed to find two people with the same beat out at the same time. Not saying it won't happen, but it's gonna be like getting struck by lightning. It's not gonna be your average thing that happens just because I don't want to be seen as a biter. You know what I mean? Like with clothing, it's different. I can see some Rel got on like, yo, I like that shirt. Yo, Rel, where you get that from? Woo, woo, okay, I get that. And even with clothes, that may be something different. I know niggas that be like, yo, I ain't telling you where I got this shit from, my nigga. You find the shit yourself. Like, I'm not, you can't, you know what I mean? So you have different people with different things. It's like, nah, I ain't telling you where I get my shit from. You know, niggas be doing it on Twitter all the time. They be like, yo, Kill, give me your plug. Nigga, do you know what a fucking plug is? Like, nigga, that's not how this shit works. Like,
that's not how it works, man.
Plug, my nigga, what the?
That's not how it works.
My plug gets 60 to 70% off. You think I'm giving you that shit so you can fuck it up for the both of us? Like, if you just work at Foot Locker and you get 20% off, nigga, yeah, I'll send you my man, but I'm not giving you the plug, my nigga. So, but the game has changed. So Easy, give them everything, good brother. Where can they follow you? Where can they buy the album? Everything.
I'm at Easy Money ST everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, my Bandcamp, easymoneyst.bandcamp.com. However the fuck that was. I just made that shit. I was way behind on that. Easy Money ST everywhere. I put out 4. Well, you could say 5. 5 just out there. Obviously I'm Easy Money ST on my Twitter. If y'all get some time, I know we did an R&B show. I did a little R&B EP. It's a quick listen. It's 4 records. If y'all could peep it, I'd appreciate it. Whatever y'all listen to on there, that should be love. I'm very, very nice at rapping too. I got a lot of music up there. So if y'all get, y'all here in the room here, if y'all get a chance to listen to it, I'd appreciate it. And obviously everybody else who's watching, you know what I mean?
No doubt. Like I said, I don't want to put that tag out there, but on some clips, Legend in 2 Games, like Pee Wee Kirkland, like he is nice in both categories. You know what I mean?
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Like I said, I was shocked with the R&B shit because I was like, the fuck is this doing? But this shit sounds good. This shit sounds good.
And the funny shit about that is like, everyone's like, yo, but I thought this was gonna be like, I either get T-Pain, like it was gonna be auto-tuned to death, or Drake, like Mad Safe. That's what people say, yo, but I thought it was gonna be like this. And I'm like, nah, man, like I did it for real. Yeah, so when people say it's shocked, I take it as a compliment. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see somebody rapping their ass off, you're not expecting that. So I get it. You know what I mean?
Nah, but it's definitely dope.
Appreciate you listening.
Trey, where can they get at you, good brother? Tell them all about Glory. You need to write a book on how the hell you put out an album last year and that shit is still making moves a year and a half later, because that's fucking unheard of. Like, I know you don't want to get the secret to your salmon sauce, but nigga, you may need to write a book on that. I
mean, nah, that's just the cloth that I'm cut from. You know what I'm saying? You work records. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have good records, you just work them. You know what I mean? And I realized going the independent route, that everybody's not gonna hear it. It's billions of people out here. You know what I'm saying? So, just because you're in a circle here, it doesn't mean there's millions of motherfuckers that have heard it at the same time. Like, you got to keep working it and getting in different circles until.
Trey, tell me this real quick.
Yeah.
How much would you say being you went through the process of being signed to a major label? How much did that help you now as an independent artist? Like, what you learned there? Like, how much did that help you?
It helped tremendously, because then you understand what the business of music is. You understand that each cog plays a significant role. Your marketing team, your promotions team, your street team, your A&Rs, your producers, your executives, like all of that stuff comes into play. And now I really wear all of those hats. So I have to sit back and look at, okay, after I make in addition to being an artist, so after I make the product, it's like, you got to kind of take that mentality and go back to the street mentality. It's supply and demand. Who is your target audience? Who are you playing this music for? If you're going and competing in the marketplace, there's a lot of people that can spit. There's a lot of people that can, put together records and all that. But where are your people? You have to, do some analytics to find out who you're playing your records to, who's actually receiving the records the way that you want to receive them. And then you gather that information and you bring them all to one spot if you can. And so you direct your energies toward that, as opposed to, and that's just I'm a direct hit type of person, as opposed to casting a wide net and seeing what comes back. You know what I mean? I'd rather have 100 to 1,000 loyal people that's going to buy what I put out there, as opposed to trying to fish for 500,000 people that may take me past my lifetime to get. You know what I'm saying? Because at least I know this is steady money and generating revenue and developing a relationship. Y'all mentioned Ryan Leslie earlier. He's the master. He's the one. He's the prototype for this shit that we're talking about. Eric Roberson, another person, the prototype of what we're talking about. You find your people and you serve those people, and with those people, they eventually become your street team, because they're going to tell their friends, and then their friends are going to tell their friends, and that's how you widen your audience. So that's essentially, I just took a playbook out of these people that did it before me, and now for me, before it was I got to get signed. Now this is just what I love to do. I'm gonna do the shit regardless. If it's one person listening, or if it's 10,000 people or 100,000 people, I'm not gonna stop making music. I'm just, now it's to the point where I'm having fun with it, and whoever wants to join me on this ride, come on, man, it's put in your space. Come on in.
Right, no doubt. Website, where can they buy the album, the book, merch?
See, this is centralizing. Like this is the thing that I've been on for the last week. I took a break from social media just to try to figure out some things and figuring out how I want to move. So now, we're going TracyLeeMusic.com. That's the source. That's where the merch is. That's where the music is. That's where the foundation is. But as far as social media is concerned, I'm redirecting all my energies over to YouTube. So you want to go to Left TV, that's spelled with 2 L's, Left, LLEFT TV, on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm not really, concerned with IG no more. I'm not concerned with Facebook no more. If you find me over there, that's fine. But I want everybody to come to Left TV on YouTube. Subscribe.
Spell it again, Trey.
Left, LLEFT TV. So it's Left TV spelled with 2 L's.
All right, no doubt.
And starting at the top of the year, that's where all the content's going to be, as far as music is concerned, as far as any kind of content. We're going to be developing, podcast shows, everything. Everything is going to be centralized at Left TV. You're not rocking with IG no more. You're rocking with Facebook.
Done deal, brother.
Got me. No doubt. Rel, Fairgrade. Tell them all about it, good brother.
Fairgrade, my clothing started about 2 years ago. Got stuff on there me and my daughter worked on. This is one of the hats that's on there. Actually, one of my employees' idea, was to spell fair with the different logos from the MLB. So they're on there. My man my man JR got one of the shirts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, bro, talk about this line right here.
All right, so being a student of the game, but also I taught English for about 11 years. We talk about different literary devices and different things in hip hop, and I feel like we kind of was like, people be saying some of this stuff and really don't know what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? A perfect example is the difference between a metaphor and a simile. You know what I'm saying? And so I started just rattling off different literary devices, and that show, Kill gave me the idea for my shirts called Redefinition, how we define hip hop. And the first one was alliteration. And that's a literary device used by using the same sound throughout your verse or whatever. And I have an example of a Rakim, a part of a Rakim verse, which is an example of alliteration, and it's on the back of the shirt. I'm working on the next one, but my daughter's doing something next, and then I'll put another one out there. And you follow Fairgrade on Instagram. It's Fair with a PH, because I'm from Philly. So it's Fairgrade. Uptown J Ben is my personal page. Everything is in each bio link is in both of the bios. Uptown J Ben on the gram, J Ben 215 on Twitter.
All right, JR, going to Duke University this week to present out there. So talk about what's going on with R&B.
Oh, what's up with that? That's dope.
Yeah. Me and Elise is doing like a live podcast, and we're doing the evolution of R&B at Duke this Saturday.
Oh.
And we got an audience and all that good stuff. I'm excited about it. This is crazy to see where I've come from. Thanks to Kill, and
thanks to me, my nigga.
To see where I started from, you was like you saw something, and where I'm at now is just crazy. So it's all about the R&B reps right now, man. I will catch that. We have done episodes with Terrence Martin, Brian Alexander Morgan, so who else? Trina Broussard. We got we talking to Rasan Patterson to do something.
Oh wow.
So we doing that. So we trying to get Fonte on the show too. So we can talk with that. But it's all about the R&B reps on the R&B reps on Twitter, the R&B representatives on Instagram, and then the RBreps.com is our website where you can get merch, shirts, and all that good stuff. We got a lot of stuff that's coming, but this Duke thing on Saturday is kind of the focus right now. So
that's a big deal. That's a big deal,
man.
Good luck with that, brother.
Yeah, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Eddie. Give him everything about freestyle, good brother.
Yes, sir. So you can find me on Twitter at EddieD80. My Instagram is at freestyles, and then the website freestyles.com. Since I relaunched it, I just recently relaunched it, and I've just been focusing on album reviews, specifically for independent hip hop artists. So, like all these albums out there that, get lots of promotion, like I ain't touching those, like you're going to get, hundreds of reviews on all the major sites, I'm focusing on the independent artists, the underground artists, that got dope music that, not everyone's gonna hear, So since I relaunched, I've been dropping like at least 2 reviews per week. Easy Money, man, I found your album, so I'm gonna check this out, and I think I'm gonna drop a review of that too,
Please do. I appreciate that, brother. Good, bad, don't matter to me, man. It's all good. You're entitled to how you feel. Just, throw it out there. I appreciate it.
No doubt. And like, and I said this on last episode, like my reviews, like I'm not dropping a couple sentences and a mic rating, I'm doing deep dive, deep dive into the music, because I'm giving real feedback, so hope y'all appreciate that.
Yes, so he gives real feedback. Real feedback. Come on, man.
Yeah, definitely. You got Fairgrade, the R&B reps, Easy Money, Glory, Freestyle. I just love all the.
I forgot to plug the merch.
Oh yeah, plug the merch.
It's all good. I mean, it's there. You know what I mean?
All right. You already know this with me, Kill889 on Twitter, IG. Me and my man King James just dropped the EP, the first 48.
Ooh, I just heard it today.
Been getting a lot of great feedback. I appreciate y'all. So definitely check that out. And King,
I got some catching up to do, man.
JamesSpitFlames.bandcamp.com for the first 2 weeks, and then it'll be on streaming joints. I mean, I'm blown away by, like, he just keeps sending me how much money we make, and I'm just like, wow. He's like, wow. I'm like, yo, this is dope. One of my peoples gave it 5 mics. I mean, I don't know if it's 5 mics. I mean, here's the thing, y'all. I'm very humble. So anything I say is, I think that's always my goal. But to have somebody say that, and I didn't have to pay him to say that, I will definitely say that. And the fact that dude brought, like, the album is $8. One of my people's put 50 on it. Like, yo, I'm buying as many copies of these as possible. So I definitely appreciate that support. So check it out. I will check all y'all out next week, good brothers.